The year 2047 marked 30 years since the founding of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. This second republic of the British Trust Territory of the Southern Cameroons had found its economic footing and secured its place as an economic superstar on the African continent. The new nation celebrated its independence 3 decades ago, on October the 1st, 2017, and emerged after a tumultuous separation from its eastern neighbour, the Cameroon Republic. Hailed as a visionary and charismatic young leader, President Sisiku Ayoktabi not only brought an end to the 60-year illegal annexation of the British Southern Cameroons, but during his 2 terms in office, he was credited for transforming Ambazonia into one of the most prosperous economies in Africa. Africa's 56th state had relocated the nation's capital city 90 miles inland to a teeming modern metropolis at the center of the country, and Ambazonia's economy was on track to rival even Singapore. This African country's future couldn't be brighter, and its transformation no less spectacular.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to our first anniversary. Raymond, welcome.
Yeah, welcome everybody, and good evening. Today, now 1 year since we start SCBC, and it's been an exciting and great accomplishment for those of we who don't actively work on this channel 24/7. We make sure we bring revolutionary ideas and programs and documentaries, music, movies to the people of Southern Cameroon, and it don't be an honor for we for serve our people in this capacity, and not day we Murphy ever give for change for trading way SCBC don't be for we and don't mold we the people that don't become today, and I want to just thank the viewers of the TV as a whole, and particularly Amba Perspective, because we don't always get some particular people that they watch this show, and some people in the way that they watch SCBC religiously, irrespective of which program they play. Even one they don't like and they still watch it because they get that sentimental attachment to the TV. And we want to just thank everybody, and we want to share our experiences as those who behind the camera and behind the scenes working for this channel, and for also hear on our experiences as a viewers and how SCBC impact on our life either positively or negatively, and probably give we pointers on how to take this channel to another level.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for making this journey with us. We really appreciate those who take their time to watch SCBC. In the next few hours, we would like to have a discussion about our anniversary and a discussion about the year forward. We hope that we will get some important feedback from you, the audience. If you are joining us on Facebook, please do invite friends and your network to join. You can also share the link so that other people can join the anniversary celebration. We really want to talk. We hope that some people would contact, and we will even call them in live on studio so that they can speak to our audience. We want to see how we can get better together. So it's going to be a long show. I don't even know where to start, but the first thing is that the general feelings within the team is we are really excited to have done this for 1 year non-stop, despite all the challenges that we have faced, despite all the battles that we have literally had to fight. SCBC has been alive for 1 year today, and I think every Southern Cameroonian should be proud of it. I think Pam Fongalamfo, who gave us the name SCBC, is definitely proud of it. Even though he's held incommunicado, I know right now where he is. He's a proud man because of the reality that SCBC has become to the Yaoundé regime, and also what it has become to us within our communities. So I think that as we reflect back, this morning I saw the first Amba Perspective that was produced the first Wednesday. That was Wednesday the 9th, if I'm not forgetting. I saw it rebroadcasted today, and it felt like yesterday. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. We are still in a struggle.
Derrick, before you proceed, I want to take God's name back on how we watch and we watch on our channel today. Say today it's about the SCBC. We know there's a lot of things that happen for this struggle. We know there's a lot of killings back at home. We know Yaoundé is tremble. We know there's the struggles in our revolution. We know people they need to be happy about certain things in the revolution. But today, this program being dedicated to the 1 anniversary of the Southern Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation, and I want beg limit them to that scope. Only talk how by watching this channel by this channel being out there on satellite and on online, it don't impact the life. I don't change our revolution. I never change and wait it don't happen. I want beg leave them to that, because we're not going to entertain things that will be out of this celebratory mood we did it today. For we can look at other things that will not concern the SCBC as such.
Yes, thank you, Ray, for that for that clarification, for putting that out. I think it will be selfish for us not to take a moment to reflect on SCBC as SCBC, everything aside. And it's not that everything else is not important, but we think SCBC is equally important. And that is why we want to take a few hours to talk about SCBC, to talk about the journey, so that our people get to understand the journey. Some of the things we have come through to be where we are today, so that we can go further together. Because I think so many people still misunderstand SCBC. They still misunderstand the struggles of SCBC as a channel. They still misunderstand the struggles of the team. And I think that today we will try to bring perspective to that. If you are watching us from Facebook, you can leave a comment. If you want to ask a question about SCBC specifically from its creation, go ahead and drop a comment on Facebook, and we will pick up that comment and respond to you directly. If you want to send us an inbox, that's fine. One of our team members would be looking out for the inboxes. If you want to send an email, the email address again is info@scbctv.com. You can send us an email with your own comment. Tell us what SCBC has meant for you. I think that's the most important comment that we want today. What SCBC means for you, how it can be made better, some of the shortcomings of SCBC, and just how we can improve it. I would really encourage that criticism should come with how we can fix it. If you tell me that I cannot do one thing correctly and you are unable to tell me how I could have done it the right way, you don't help me at all. So when you criticize, I would beg that you also suggest on how we could, make it better. And I think that the best place to start, Ray, would really be for you to tell us the story of the creation of SCBC. No better person to tell that story than Raymond.
It'd be unfortunate to say we tell the story about SCBC today, but we don't show images. Because when we don't get to Boya, we will make a whole documentary about SCBC, and it will baffle a lot of people, because the perception way people get about SCBC out there, it be like one way. If you want ask people to explain to you how this channel be constituted and how it function, they will blow your mind off. But not only we were there inside the studio, now we know the challenges, now we know what we face every single day. Yeah, but we all know say La Republique as the blunder, they already make one blunder after the other for this revolution. For where each blunder where they make them, it is spur up, it give you new ideas, it give you new routes that will take up, or even make the revolution even go better. And one mistake where La Republique be make them during this revolution, I will cut the internet off. Because when they cut off the internet, before they cut off the internet, we would use internet being our only means of communication. WhatsApp and Facebook, now they will be the see Mark Barretta and Tapang Ive all the time. Now the two people that will be the watch them religiously on Facebook, and then they be use WhatsApp so much so that the regime for Yahoo, they think say if they cut internet, they don't destroy the revolution. And unfortunately for them, that way they cut off the internet is we start think out of the box. We put our thinking caps on and we start say, but how if we do for get back to the people? A lot of people they propose getting a radio. So why in the same we find our own internet service provider. All kind of ideas that come into play. But but the good thing I say, with all those ideas, and now would try each of them. Would try. I remember meeting our technical director, and they asked he say, how if we get internet solution? Because our technical director is a very skilled person. He knows almost everything in the IT industry. So the guy is marvelous. I mean, the magic that you see happen for a year. If now one thing one day when I will see the person behind the magic, I'm not going to even believe him, because sometimes when I do a perception about the person that's on some power, he don't learn IT for many years, but he's a young guy we know which way he do, and so I began consulting because I know say. And the time there we been the country coordinator of South Africa, you know, and we been something we will look at how to get back to our people on ground zero, and I be big communications, the communications director of South Africa leadership at the time, and I still be though. He didn't say I don't have to talk. Anyway, so I can't see our technical director say how we do get internet back at home. So he do some research, send me information. I try to contact the companies, but the procedure for get internet back on ground zero, it will be so cumbersome. They tell you the kind of equipment we need to go put them on the ground. It will be one way. If they explain them for you, you just don't say the one are just a failure. You know if you even try, because the moment we put any equipment down for ground zero, La Republic will destroy them immediately, and internet activity they fit track them at any time. After that one fail, we'll come back again and say, but how we do? Maybe we'll try radio. Now the challenge with radio is going to be worry, because the technical director explain how a radio will work, and he still shows say either we get a country like Nigeria, we will give you permit for get our transformer for their country for being able to transmit into Ambazonia, or we actually get to put our own transformer inside the country, and you know still another thing will be impossible. Then I said, okay, fine, no radio, no internet, what about TV? And the TV become last, because in my mind I will not say TV that the most difficult for all the radio and internet for take a go ground zero, but it turned out say in as much as it gets its challenges, but it be easier for manage and pass a radio and pass to get internet service down on ground zero. And that's how we start discuss issues about how we go get the TV. Derrick and I will meet again with the technical director. We will explore the options. It already get a company where different companies where they provide those services. And then one meeting after the other, we get about 4 meetings, and we struck a deal.
Yeah, and the only challenge for us, which we finally had with our grid service provider, was we needed to install a few transponders at home, which was, of course, very easy. It's where we come from. So once that was done, the territory was mapped, and we were guaranteed to have reception throughout home. And that is why, in as much as La Republic can run up and down, they will never get to see all the transponders. So they will never get to take off SCBC off air. They would have to deal with the reality of having SCBC, you know. I really want to say, truly, I'm humbled to have been part of the team. I'm grateful for people like Ray, our technical director, and the other technical guys that later joined the team that really started making, you know, production much more easier, making our shows look much more fantastic, as you can see, you know. I really want to say I'm grateful to have had them to come on board. As our people always say, Amba has got talent. Indeed, in SCBC, we have witnessed that Ambazonia has got talent, but it's talent that we must nurture. It's talent that is still in the potential phase, and we can do a lot of things with. One thing led to the other, and we got our license. And the next challenge was money. You know, when I went to the second conclave and I did a presentation, and I said, right now, as it stands, just with money, we can have our own TV broadcaster. I think unanimously everybody agreed that we should go ahead and have a broadcaster. But the question was, how do we pay for it? And at that time, leadership never really believed in that solution. Like Ray has told you, the research went from internet to radio, and TV was an afterthought. And when you come up and you say you have got a solution to bring TV, people look at you a little bit suspicious. So it was really difficult to convince our leaders at the time. as to the possibility of having a TV station that would broadcast at home and people would watch. And that difficulty translated to us not being able to get through to leadership and get the money that was required to get off the project off ground. We had done the little work from the technical side because we had some resource persons. We had a little bit of resources of our own that we put in. We did the technical side, and all we needed to do was to pay for our contract, for our license and our contract, and then they will set us up and we'll be live. So we tried to convince leadership to part with that money. It was a huge sum of money at the time. Leadership didn't buy it. So we had to go to our communities, and we put it out there that we have, there's possibility of us having a TV, and the only way that we can go live is if we pay a certain amount of money. I want to thank the Abomo Live family. I think it's one of the small groups in this struggle that we don't talk about a lot, but we all must be proud of as Ambazonians because they are a foundation of this SCBC. I know not many at times, Abomo Live, when he gets busy, he doesn't do his show. You don't get to see it on SCBC. But that group, that small Abomo Live group is one of the foundations, is one of the groups that without them, we would not have had SCBC.
True.
And when we told them that there was that possibility and we needed to raise money, they did not ask questions. They went and they did their fundraising, and they called Ray and they said, oh, we have got $4,000 to support the initiative. Would that work for you? And they sent through the money. Now we needed more, and we went around, we couldn't get it, and we had an opportunity to get a loan. And we asked leadership, now that we cannot get money from you because you don't believe it, can we go for a loan? Leadership is like, if you would have TV, it's okay. So we went for the loan, and we ended up being able to pay. And on the 6th of May, like magic, it happened when we called our community to come to a meeting hall and where we launched, and boom, we went live at 6 p.m. in the evening.
Yeah.
And Dikintasan Wilfred, behold, he spoke on SCBC, and our people at home could watch him live, and it was so much joy for us. The people in the hall could not believe that people at home were actually watching it. The messages start streaming in from home, people saying we have got images at home, and it went from one corner to the other, and people even started calling in from La Republique that we have got images, and it went on like that and on and on. And today our statistics put SCBC within that small gulf alone at about 300,000 homes with SCBC, over 700,000 homes across sub-Saharan Africa in 45 countries. We should be proud. We should be proud, Ambazonians. We have done well. We have done well from being denied the internet, and now we are here. We are able to transmit to this number of homes. We should really be proud, all of us. And that could not have been done without your support. It could not have been done without the marvelous support that we get from our interim government, without the support that we get from our technical staff, without the support that we get from our content providers, the in-house and the out-house ones. Everybody's effort has been marvelous, and it has really helped us. We have gone a long way. We have gone a long way, but there is still a lot more of the distance to be covered in terms of making SCBC even better.
Yeah, most often than not, when we talk about SCBC, we talk about the four of VWay, we constantly be on studio, and the technical guys, we get a host of other people they support this channel, but I say they want to remain anonymous because of the nature of where they work, and because they don't want to be exposed sometimes to the outside world. They will be very tricky as this revolution. You know, some people in the way they still do work around. They go home, go do work, come back for the place for the kind of work they work around the world. So they don't like for get their faces out there. So, but we'll take this opportunity to thank the guy who designed our studio. I mean, the guy is marvelous. The guy, I mean, he don't do a great job so far, for do the designing of all the studios here in SCBC, and we want to tell you say we appreciate the work and the wonderful, beautiful, creative studios the way they come up with. In fact, sometimes you just need to tell you which way you think, it take your mind, just create with you, and the moment we throw them out to you, you just love them immediately. So one just thank you. One thank our guys where they always put out our daily schedule out there, you know, and they always update our Facebook. You know, there's plenty of things there for SCBC where we follow it. I mean, we get a YouTube page, we get a Facebook, we get a Twitter account. In fact, it will be to do all those things, and then we even get our own personal job that we for the do for the survive. But we get guys out there when they work for make sure say what Twitter they always be active, our YouTube channel always be up there running, our Facebook page they always get updates. Anything when they come on SCBC, they update them and all those things. Those guys are very important to this channel.
If I forget, you know, Ray talking about other people, wow, beautiful studio that we sit in. It's all because some Ambazonians out there have really got brains and they are putting in their own work behind the scenes to ensure that the struggle has got a first leaf. I want to thank especially our social media guys, especially the ones in Ground Zero, who go out of their way to reach out, to want to support the team. I want to thank one group, the SCBC group. I think that in this struggle, it's one of the outstanding groups that I've ever, you know, gotten to be part of. I mean, we are part of groups in the diaspora where there is 200 people, 250, 150, 100, and there's always, you know, all those controversies about this or that, about the IG. But the SCBC group, it's a group made of only about 67 people, and most of them are in Ground Zero. Those guys, I want to say thank you. When everybody is going up, you know, especially when they are going up against SCBC, the team is depressed. These young men and women, they will encourage us, they will tell us to focus, they will tell us that they believe in what we are doing, and we should not, you know, by any means get into the low moods and lose focus on what we are doing. They support us. This group, they have their small kind of jangi that they play, and they support SCBC. Every month they would contribute up to maybe 25,000, at times up to 40,000, and they pay some of the lads that we have on Ground Zero. We just tell them to send it to the guys that we have on Ground Zero, who are helping the team, especially behind the scene with some of the with some of the maintenance service on our website, on our apps, and all that. We just tell them to give them. But I just want to tell the SCBC WhatsApp group that we really know the kind of encouragement that you guys give us. At times you would see that what you are supporting with is just 25,000 or just 40,000, but that is amazing because it helps us to get the guys on the ground to be able to at least connect to the internet. It helps us to make them to be able to at least, you know, have fuel, which it's something that we don't have the resources to, and it keeps them going, it keeps them focused on what they are doing as well. So thank you, Team SCBC, and thank you, you know, Team SCBC WhatsApp. I think you guys really reassure us that we Ambazonians together, we can do a lot more.
Yeah, and we're not going to forget to thank Mr. Augustine Ambe and Dr. Ngasa. We are the first content producers of SCBC way. That way SCBC be start way, we don't even know where we will start get content, especially where it concern our revolution. They will step up to the plate and they put in time for put in the documentaries, and you know they don't always do their personal work. They carry all their videos where they don't do and send them through to us to play them on SCBC. So one shout out to our brother and great content producer Augustine Ambe for the great work. In fact, if you listen to this guy and you watch his documentaries, you know, I mean, his documentary don't ever bore you at any time because the way they articulate the issues of our struggle, you even enjoy the way they talk. And I fit tell when I say anytime I watch documentaries, and he watch them over and over. And I know say a lot of people they will enjoy documentaries, and he show voices where they come on and he start doing them. And one just thank you because he selflessly push SCBC and help SCBC to propel to where he did. And of course, Dr. Ngasa Anyangwewe is a very funny guy. The first time I started talking with the guy, I mean, I'm just don't say the man he talk too much, and so he don't continue with the talk, and he do a lot. That guy is a pusher. That man a bulldozer. You know, anything we want, make Dr. Ngasa do. And that guy is a doctor. He get work with the work. He run around for hospitals, yes, all over the place. But he get time for do work for SCBC. And you fit call Dr. Ngasa today, say, Dr. Ngasa, please do this by this time. Dr. Ngasa go find time within his schedule for do send out for SCBC, just to make sure, say, the programs the way we get them, add more to it, and to make SCBC worth watching. And one just for thank you for that wonderful work, because Amba Zonia is the CM, and I mean, sometimes you know if you ever thank somebody enough, but we know say God watch we, and it continue for bless the hands the way they do the great work voluntarily, for that matter.
Talking about our greatest content producers, Mr. Ambe and Dr. Ngasa, we would have to, take a break with one of the productions of Dr. Ngasa. If you're watching, especially on Facebook, join this conversation, share the Facebook page, also invite friends to join us. We will have a great conversation around SCBC.
See work behind the scenes with the politicians in that country to make sure that they hear the problems of Ambazonia. And yes, a lot of times we come on air and we tell our people about the achievements, the achievements where SCBC they get, but with things they already explain and say it take a lot of challenges, too much challenges. Like right now, we talk about calls where we like say make our people they call into studios and give their own perspective, maybe talk about shows and all those things, and yet we not get a good calling system. And as all we know, we only be able to pay our satellite fee, all that. Any other thing we pertain to SCBC, there is no finances. So the voluntary work where all man will be involved for this channel they do will be enormous. If we want to quantify that in monetary terms, in fact, if we don't cripple this revolution, because they know if we pay that kind of money for keep this our beautiful channel up and running. And I remember the time I been say this channel be dear to people, then at the day we will go offline for a day. In fact, the kind of calls they will be receiving back from home. I remember one guy sent me a message, said he's sick because SCBC they off air, and he is sick because he feels in La Republic don't put them down. And of course, La Republic don't try a lot. They don't try for sabotage this channel so much, because it's their greatest nightmare. In fact, we know say they get specially trained military men with their work, have a seat and watch SCBC analyze, wait to talk, and then go brief Paul, so that they go strategize and see how they figure attack we. But unfortunately for them, we need to give out too much on SCBC. We just tell our people their rights. We tell our people their history, where they don't distort them. In fact, they don't even distort them. They don't even tell we our history for the past 56 years. We don't live a lie. We don't say we be part of La Republic where we don't be. And one person way, it always come on call for this show, na Professor Carlson Anyangwe, when he tell you the history of Southern Cameroons, you understand, say, we never ever at any point of our history be one Cameroon way, pour the continuum of toxin and one are indivisible. And we hope, say, sooner we will get Prof. Anyangwe again for studio for come and give you more about what really happened in this struggle at this point in time, and how it is see we moving forward and making our channel SCBC as well, because he loves this channel so much. Now one person that way, he will be so excited when this channel become up. And in fact, since he don't deal with this struggle for a very long time, he tell me say nothing nothing never ever get so much impact for this revolution as the creation of SCBC. And while we talk for this show, we talked yesterday, say we will try to do some kind of fundraising so that we will buy what do you call the call management system we need to make our calls more efficient, so that we go enjoy our shows. Whenever we get show, people they call in, they talk, and we exchange ideas. It always be very interesting, and it was sadden our heart for no say our calling system not be the best, and so when calls they need to be that's good. Most often than not, but the past few weeks we only get good calls, and we hope say with enough finances we go be able for procure the call management system where we want, where we need for push this struggle, and why not more equipment. And we hope say one day we'll get our own van for the carry our equipment around, because we don't propose our motor we carry equipment on time, destroy our boots for motor, because they put in a small motor, they will not really carry all these massive equipment for SCBC, you travel with them. So yeah, we get a lot for still go as far as SCBC be concerned, but the one we get now so far, we do a lot.
If you are still joining us today, it's kind of an anniversary program for SCBC. Yes, we understand it's Sunday, but it's a live program. We are doing this program live. It's not rebroadcast. We just want to talk about the journey that we have made over the last year as SCBC. We want to share our challenges with you. We want to take feedback from you, our people, on how we can improve the channel. Ray is already saying that we would open this program only as kind of a fundraising program as well. If you are watching and you want to support SCBC, there's a lot that we could do with money around here. We could get a good calling system that will manage calls properly, and we will enable our shows to have calls, interactive calls that will help us, to be able to interact with people on the other side and make calls and make shows more productive. So that is one thing that we could do. Also, there's a software that we want to buy, and somebody can, intend to just buy the software instead of give us the money. That's fine. It's about $1,000, and with that software, we will be able to have up to 8 different guests on the same show at the same time on a live show. Right now, we bring one guest at a time, or we bring them through Skype, and the connection is usually a big problem for us. But there's a software that we need to buy for $1,000 that we can bring 8 different guests. Like, we can have the president, we can have Secretary Chris, we can have AVP Milton, we can have all of them on one program, and we get our people to ask them questions at the same time. I think that it would be great. So if you are watching and you feel that you can donate such amount so that we invest in that software, please reach out. You can leave a comment. You can send an email to info@scbct.com, or you can send us an inbox via Facebook and tell us that you want to buy it. You don't need to give us the money for that. It's a software. You can go and buy it and just send us the link and say, guys, that's your software. SCBC will have the ability to bring in, 8 separate remote guests at the same time with that one license, and it's a once-off. It's not that you'll be paying $1,000 all the time. It's a once-off. We have already negotiated the price with the service providers, and they're just waiting for us to buy that. So that's one of the potential things where we would, be putting the money into. We have intention of having studios around the world, better studios. We get production from Germany, the US, the UK, Belgium. We want to have a better studio like this one we are using here. We want to have such in Europe. We want to have such in the US, in a couple of locations in the US. All these things, they come with money. And the truth is, I don't want you to donate for a studio, because once the government approves SCBC to sell shares and raise money, we will have the money to set up those studios around the world. So that is okay. But you can donate if you are into video production. You have a camera that you want to donate. You have a cell phone, a spare cell phone in the house that you want to donate. At times people say, I call the SCBC number and it's not going through. SCBC has never put aside money to buy a phone, We don't have a phone, and we use the numbers that we use, all of those things, we do them technologically. We use softwares, and we direct them to our personal phone. So you want to buy, the phone system for SCBC, that also is welcome. There's a lot of little things that we can do with money here just to better our service, as it stands right now. Or we were thanking people, and we never thank Rec Studio, who did an amazing job and is doing an amazing job with our websites, our apps. They keep on being updated. They are updated almost every 3 months. Right now, they are on a big SCBC project again. We just want to tell the guys out there in Europe, thank you guys. We don't take your sacrifices lightly. The Amazonian people are enjoying those sacrifices as well, as you keep on making our work easier, you keep on making our work even more fancy. We say thank you guys. The work that you guys are doing is indeed amazing. I'm talking about that. I don't know if it's time to break the news, the big news. I don't think it's time. We need a big donation. When a big donation comes in, we'll break that big news. There's today about SCBC. It's completely new route. It's a new episode that we want to take. We believe that it's going to add value to the struggle. It's going to show the world what Amazonians are up to. We will be breaking some great news.
We talk all that in a so you forget we not say as climate change for South Africa and so we feel and exact studio. As we do for also cold one kiwi, but food is cold because we don't get heater. So if the person want to donate a heater self, we don't get a problem for acceptance because even for summer, the heat with the day for studio to need air conditioning system. So there's a lot that we need for studio here and for make things better for SCBC. So when we ask for those donations now, because we really need a lot of help, in as much as we for fit go out there and do those things ourselves, there's other very pressing things that SCBC way would spend on and make sure same SCBC to run. Time in the way would drive around just for cover programs and so that we'll come on SCBC. So, but we always beg for outside. They say it's a person the way if you say this channel they do a lot of work on our struggle, and if you say if you help in one way, and even those of nowadays South Africa, if you just we get one of our brother we say we donate an air condition, but now we need person maybe installer. We never even get that installer yet. So we need to pay somebody for take them, we'll transport them here and install the air conditioning. So yes, we need those kind of donations for give people make our job a little bit easier, because the next 1 year for SCBC will be more spectacular. One for up the game, one take the game to another level, so that other channels in the world they would compete with we, they would see we like an exemplary platform for learn from. We don't get a lot of achievements. In fact, we broadcast for more platforms than many TV stations in the world. You know, we do on satellite, we do on Facebook, we do on YouTube, we do on Fire TV, we do on Roku TV. I mean, how many TV stations have we boast for be on all those platforms? The broadcast. So it's a lot of achievement for 1 year, and we I mean, I always tell my friends, say if I do something, some man can congratulate me, call me a hero, I don't go deny, because most often are not. Some person go do something or say you are a hero, say no, I was just doing my job. Yes, but you don't do them way and above your job, and so sometimes you need to pat yourself in the back and say congratulations. And why that way we for SCBC today would even pat ourselves in the back and say congratulations to us, because we don't do this for less than nothing. I mean, times a day we don't even know how we will progress from here moving forward, but somehow we try to manage and push things going, and especially the guys in the technical side of it. So
the one thing that we have not talked about and really is the motivation to keep us going, and there's no other person than Ray. I know the times where Ray will be kicking me, you know, like, we've got a show, and I don't want to go, but Ray would say, you don't have a choice. I just want to say thank you, Ray. You know, we would not be here because of you. I mean, we thank everybody else but you are an incredible machine in this whole miracle that we are running. And we are grateful, man. We are grateful to have you as a team. We are grateful to have you always give your time and always be there, you know, to go out of your way and do way beyond that is required of you, just to ensure that we are running. If you're watching us from Europe and the US, I would say go on to Amazon and buy a Roku TV stick or an Amazon TV stick, less than $50. It gets delivered to your house and you can watch TV directly. You can watch SCBC directly plugged in on your TV. It's better to watch that way. We have the platform, so why would an Ambazonian be trying to watch, you know, SCBC through the website or through the computer instead of just watching it directly on your TV? Go ahead and buy the Roku TV stick or the Amazon Fire TV, and you can watch SCBC. That is the reason why we are building all those platforms. Of course, Android users, we still have SCBC Android app on the Android store. Over 40,000 downloads now and counting. Yeah. It's still a very effective way of watching SCBC if you want to watch it on the go. So don't forget to download the app on your Android phone and you'll be able to watch SCBC using your Android phone.
Yeah.
So we are open today for donations. If you want to donate and support the SCBC initiative, it's very welcome. We will expect to hear from you.
And our calls.
You can leave a comment. We will open the calls as soon as we can. Once our technical director is ready, he will put up the number on the screen and we can take calls from there.
Yeah, and we always talk for this struggle, say our struggle is God ordained, it's God ordained. I just want to put this channel into perspective, how it come about, because when you see Derrick and myself and they took the 10 guys out there, it not be by chance, say we know each other, it not be by chance, say somehow we travel from different parts of Ambazonia and meet for South Africa. It not be by chance at all, because we complement each other in the way we don't run the channel up to this moment, and the way all we get our own skills level for separately. Any man get own skill for your own way. We don't come put them together, harness them for make sure see this channel. And why that way? Every time when we talk say God ordained this struggle, we look at SCBC. We don't say God we don't plan them, because if we bring all we four together for this country, for come work as a team, for push this channel for come to where it is today. I don't think say for the talk way to talk today, and that just be because all we get our unique skills where we don't bring them together, and you don't continue for put the channel on the spotlight, and of course when we move for the next year and the shares be sold and our people own part of the channel, we go become more professional, because a lot of things will change, because most of what we will need for SCBC na money to buy them, and if we get the resources, the necessary resources, I mean, if you imagine what we don't do so far with nothing, imagine if we give you 1/3 of what we need, then we go just 10 SCBC to CNN and BBC, you know.
I think over and above that, we have our people always want to know how SCBC is run. I mean, we have done a lot of talking about the management team, about how we operate day to day, but it's important that we also talk about the entire structure of what SCBC is. Since the fourth conclave that our leaders made SCBC an autonomous body within the revolution, it's important that we talk to the structure. And probably talking of that, I would start by thanking the chairman of the board, Mr. Francis Tube. He's based in Italy. Chairman, we say thank you, sir, for giving us the opportunity to serve. The SCBC has got a board, and that board is the overseeing body that runs the channel. It's not us, the team. We are just workers in SCBC. The policy and direction of SCBC comes from a board. And it's important that we talk to that aspect so that our people understand how SCBC functions and where the decisions are being taken. So late last year, around August, September, there was a lot of controversy around SCBC, around finances. There was a lot of confusion. Ray did an amazing presentation and literally did a cash flow of how much has been contributed and has come into SCBC and how much has been spent and what it has been spent for. That presentation is still online. I followed up with another presentation and I did that. Back in June, I wrote a recommendation to the governing council at the time, and I said it's important that if this channel will run, it's important that our communities around the world are in the know of how the channel runs, are in the know of how things are managed, and I proposed that they should put in place a board to run SCBC. I made a recommendation that that board should be made of people selected by various communities around the globe that supports the governing council at the time. And I had to go into the country coordinators meetings at times to motivate for that reason and answer questions for them to be able to send. Right now, not all country coordinators, not all communities have sent in their board members, but we can boast of about 13 active board members, and they are doing an amazing job in terms of putting policy in place, in terms of debating policy. You see, policy is not just about putting policy. It's not just about deciding that we will do this. It's about people who have the big picture at heart, people who have the revolution at heart, debating on what is right for the channel, debating on what is right for the revolution to be done with the channel. So I just want to thank every member of the board, the committed ones. You guys are doing an amazing job. And for so, you are making our job as management so easy. The first 6 months or so, we did it by ourselves before the board came into place. And I can tell you today, we are so much relieved because the board is right there. And the board, you know, kind of oversees things. They are the people who pick up some of the controversies online and they bring them to the board meeting and we talk over them and they say, okay, this one, there's no need to look at it. Okay, this one warrants a response. This one, that one, and all that. You haven't seen and heard of the board a lot yet because we don't have we don't have the resources, you know, to be bringing in a lot more people. But in the coming months, you will start seeing and hearing of the board. On the SCBC website, you will see a new tab that will be added to the SCBC website in the next month or two. It will be called SCBC Corporate. SCBC Corporate will be a tab that will be talking about the management structures of SCBC, how it runs. On that tab, you will see our editorial policy that we published. It's currently being debated at the board level and updated so that we can have an editorial policy that accommodates everyone. Also on that tab, you would see some of the people who are part of the board, people who are managing the board of SCBC. There you would see where you can complain to when SCBC is doing what is anti-revolutionary, and you know, you can go there and complain. And if we have done things that are out of context of the broadcasting, the broadcasting ethics, the person would definitely get to face the board and probably some disciplinary action that can lead to the show being disconnected from SCBC or that. Now, you would say, no, when somebody does something that is wrong, just take it off air. But it doesn't work like that in TV. There's always processes that needs to be put in place. And the board is that set of people putting in those rules for us. We have some great committees in the board. We have the Enterprise Committee led by the Vice Chairman, Dr. Matt, all the way from Dallas. When our prospectus would come out, sometime this month or maybe next month, whenever the IG decides that is right and brings the prospectus out, you would see what I mean by Mr. Matt. Dr. Matt is a genius. The guy, he put in an amazing work. I know we provided the data, but he did an amazing job putting together an airtight business prospectus. I've presented that prospectus to friends that are investment bankers, 2 in number. They have reviewed those prospectus and says, Derrick, if you need $1 million for investment, tell me. I would definitely go and ask my investors to invest in SCBC because it's that good. And it's that good because of Dr. Matt our vice chairman of the board, who's leading the SCBC Enterprise Division that is looking into SCBC becoming a business. We have a solid business case that we have built over the last 6 months, which is SCBC. And once the IG says okay and puts that out there as shares, people will be able to invest in a business model. And I believe that those who invest in SCBC in a few years will be taking back their shares with dividends, because SCBC will be a profitable business. And it will be so not because of us who run SCBC, it will be so not because of us who manages it, it will be so because of the intelligent guys at the level of the board. We have some very smart people. The SCBC CFO is a chartered accountant, a doctor and a chartered accountant. The SCBC, one of our content providers is now the president of SCBC Enterprise. So we have some great people, way better than me and Ray, who are really overseeing who are really overseeing the affairs of SCBC. And I believe that it's us Amazonians just coming together, putting together our own little ideas, and also putting in the time that we are able to, build something that is even greater. I just want to say thank you to all the SCBC board members from Canada, Belgium, UK, Germany, where else? The US. We have about six board members in the US, China, Nigeria, and also we have another board member from a country that I'm forgetting, up in the Scandinavia. What's that? We have another, not Denmark, it's not Denmark.
Dubai.
Yeah, we have a board member in Dubai, and we have another board member in, it's not Scotland, but it's in the Scandinavia, not Denmark. It's not Sweden as well. Which other country am I leaving out? So we just want to say thank you all the board members. Indeed, the support that you guys give us behind the scene is amazing. It makes our job easier. And I just wanted to say to our viewers that the right person to complain to about SCBC who can make an instant decision on SCBC is the board chairman, Mr. Francis, based in Italy. His email address is chairman@scbctv.com. The last board member is from Finland. I'm sorry that I was forgetting about the name of the country. So if you want somebody to take a tough decision on SCBC, if you want Ray fired, if you want me fired, send an email to chairman@scbctv.com. Or there's SCBC board as well. If you want to send an email to the board, send an email to scbcboard@scbctv.com. Or if you want to send it directly to the chairman of SCBC, send it to chairman@scbctv.com. It will go directly to the chairman, Mr. Francis. He's a no-nonsense gentleman. I like him, especially when he's talking to the members of cabinet. When we have a meeting with the IG people and he's talking to them, I like how he's a no-nonsense guy. That's the easiest description that I can put forth for Mr. Chairman of the board. So if something is really annoying you about SCBC that you don't like, the person to report to is not me, it's not Ray, it's the chairman of the board. And his email address, his official email address is chairman@scbctv.com. You send an email to him and you say whatever your complaint is. I can assure you that the chairman will respond to you immediately, and he will take the necessary action to make sure that corrective steps are taken, that what went wrong never goes wrong again. He's passionate about SCBC. He loves the fact that we are growing. The new vision that we have as a board for SCBC, it's really, so because of people like that who really think amazingly. We can see that calls are already coming in, Ray. You want to start taking the calls?
I think the technical guys should sort out the incoming calls so that we can hear it come through. But one for up and above that, Stocksy, the next year will come, and hopefully when we don't get to the market and the people don't buy the shares as many as they fit, we'll start getting into countries where we put SCBC on the cable TVs so that more people around Africa would watch SCBC, and why not get programs in those countries so that the people could be interested for watch the TV, and in that being interested, they will start watch programs that will concern our revolution, and it will make our case will be heard all over Africa and around the world. So we thank all those people the way they always contribute positively to make SCBC for go ahead. We still open, say if you want to donate anything to SCBC, you want buying the software for to get our viewers, more viewers coming on live on our shows, or you want get for buy our call management system, or you want donate for do the upkeep in the studio. You'll be ready. If you come on Facebook and send us information to that effect, or if you send us email at info@SCBC TV.
Hello.
I'm calling you from the Republic.
Oh, welcome.
So I see the job you people are doing. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to see SCBC to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of today.
Thank you so much for the call. We really much appreciate, and as a team, we keep on doing this because we know that you people in Ground Zero and within La Republic are watching. Hello? Hello, are you still there?
Yes, I'm getting you people. I'm so happy to see SCBC because it is my channel that I'm watching every day. So I see the way that you people are doing. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm there.
Thank you. That is, we from the studio, we want to say thank you for watching SCBC. This new year, we definitely would make SCBC even better than what it is right now. We will continue to improve. We will continue to bring better programming. We are hoping to bring the news segment that our people more desire. Is there anything else that you would want us, as SCBC to incorporate into our programming?
Yeah, go ahead.
The problem is me that I want to try to donate, but I don't get the way that I can contact you people. It's the way that I want to know about that I can donate to you people.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, thank you so much. I'll ask the technical team to take down your number, and after the show, somebody will reach out to you directly, and we'll talk about that. Thank you so much for the call.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. We'll call you after the show, or the technical team will reach out to you already, and you would enable you to be able to donate.
I'm in La Republic.
All right.
Okay.
No, thank you. The team will reach out to you. All right. Okay. Wow. Thanks so much. That is so encouraging. The people in Ground Zero are always they're always the ones to go before.
Yeah.
They're always the ones leading. Welcome to Amba Perspective. Hello? Hello?
The person has gone off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our lines, they be open. If you call, just give us a word of encouragement, or tell us what the SCBC don't mean for you and for the struggle. If you call for donate for this channel, so that we'll continue do the good work where we do and so far. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, the person has gone off. So yeah, 1 year, it comes so soon. We just start SCBC 12 months ago, and today we celebrate the first anniversary. It feels so good.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Yes, the corner for Amba Lanta.
Okay, welcome to the show. Go ahead and share your... Go ahead.
One thank you for the struggle we put on, and the thank you for all you inform people. I fear and see, and if you talk for air, and if you talk for air, I need for talk privately because I get some contribution. And if you talk for air, I don't know how I get it.
Okay, we'll get our team to take down your number, and somebody will reach out to you immediately after the program. Even during the program, one of our directors will reach out to you. Thank you so much for the call. It's really encouraging. We'll get in touch with you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. So just put a note against that number that the number should be called for some information. Thank you. Thank you so much for the call.
I need to get you.
I said thank you for the call. We will reach out to you after the show, or one of our technicians will call.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Thanks. Another caller from Ground Zero. The people who know how to humble us, they keep calling, and they keep making us to. They keep making us to feel really humbled to be part of this struggle. They bear the heat on the ground, and yet there are still the people leading. We say people should call and donate. There's still people on Ground Zero who are calling to donate. Hello.
Yes. This is my number. The first caller I call. This is my number. If they want to contact me, they contact through this number.
Okay. All right. We'll take down the number.
Yeah, take down the number.
All right. Thank you, sir.
What if? Yes.
All right. Thank you. So yes, today it's exactly 12 months, the seat of May. It makes us 356 days of broadcast. We have put together all the technical problems that we have had. We have been off air, put together as about 6 days together. So we want to say thank you to the technical team for keeping us online 24/7 every day from 6th of May last year, right today, 6th of May. We hope that 2018 we will be on air for all the days of the year. We hope that we will not go off air again. We will play one big surprise to our viewers who are watching. I said when anybody calls and donates, we will show you a new surprise. There's a new surprise that we are planning for our people, and this is really for us to take and show the world that we are a mature people. We will introduce to you SCBC 2, which will be coming live soon. It will start off as an online channel, but SCBC 2 would be another angle that we want to take. So with no delay, we will let you watch this introduction to SCBC 2. It's a short video presentation.
Now welcome back to this edition of Amba Perspective. That one, SCBC 2, we will just come up and watch, and right now, very soon it will be an online channel for now, but subsequently we will take on satellite. So when it will start, we will tell now we will play this advert time and again, so that if it get to be used to the fact, say we'll get 2 channels now. If it switch in between, watch one, or you like to watch the other one. If the program for the other one, they have the switch you pass, you go fit change, watch either of the channels. So we grow as SCBC, and want to make the viewing experience more beautiful and with more options.
SCBC 2, it's going to be a reality soon. The team that has been working on SCBC 2 is a great team that has done some tremendous work. You have seen all the intros of the shows, the TED Talks. We at SCBC, we are very passionate about education, and that is why we want to make SCBC 2 about education. Not just about education, but about the kind of education that can make your mind tick, the type of things that you can learn today and do them tomorrow to make your life better. That's what we will be bringing forth in SCBC 2, in the SCBC 2 package. Yes, some people would say I did not see videos of the struggle there. The strategy with SCBC 2 is that it will be watched across Africa, around the world, and we will just use the news bar to be flashing news about the struggle, about what is happening in the struggle. So we will have a broader audience, we'll have a lot of people watching, and we will just be passing news on that channel for people to see what is happening in Ambazonia. And every moment, every now and then, like an advertisement, we will talk about the struggle, we will talk about the things that we are going through as part of our advocacy. So that is one of the surprises that I promised that we are going to bring to you, our people. There's a lot of work. The team has done an amazing work putting together that channel. Even the more amazing work is the type of content that we have acquired licenses for that channel, for the education. We have a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello?
Welcome to Amba Perspective.
Yes, I'm calling from Amba.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah? I just called to... I just called to encourage you guys for the wonderful job you are doing over there.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, this channel, I don't think so many people know the role that this channel has played in our struggle. Because I can remember I got to know SCBC about 6 months ago when I went to Koko for the burial of my uncle. So I came to discover the SCBC again. So I discovered, and I was very surprised.
Wow, Derrick, yeah. The guy went for village for Kwakwa for go bury your uncle, go hear about SCBC.
Wow. Thank you so much for calling in, my brother. Thank you for really bringing that up to you, and our condolences for your brother. And thank you. It's very good and reassuring to know that you are watching the channel, and we are happy that we are doing something that you actually are admiring at SCBC. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it shows a lot of people that nobody know about the channel as well. If person 6 months ago no still know about SCBC, it means we'll be able to do more for take her out there. Hello. Yeah, we need to do more for get our people in Ambazonia and out of Ambazonia. Even the one that is still for La Republic, so that they get to know about SCBC, and for also get the satellite decoders installed so that they fit watch the channel for get first-hand information about the struggle. Yeah, we'll still wait for our calls. The number for call onto studio for the screen. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we'll still wait for our call.
Yeah, switch off your the volume for your TV.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
I'm calling from Nigeria.
Oh, great. How Nigeria, my brother?
Nigeria is fine.
Okay.
We want to donate our money, and then we don't know where to donate.
Okay, we'll take your number and we'll get in touch with you so that we'll arrange for you.
This is my number.
Yeah.
Take the number.
Yeah, we'll have our take. Oh, the guy went offline. Anyway, we'll try to find his number and get to call him so that he can. It'd be amazing. Say the people they call with it for ground zero, and they try to do everything to make sure say they be part of this channel that they don't know, because they know what this channel they do for them, and we don't feel overemphasize the importance of SCBC for ground zero especially, and the rest of the diaspora. So we'll be very grateful for hear people they call right up to Nigeria because they watch them from there, and they want to say make we continue for improve on our programming and for give more information about the struggle to them. In fact, I know people the way if they never hear something for SCBC, they know say being a true. So they don't take this channel as one of the mediums where they get truthful and more and information where they fit rely on. So we want to thank all those who they call, and we call on Una for donate more so that we go improve our call system. We go improve on how we bring guests to the shows, and we improve the studio as well.
Yes, indeed. We want our technical team to put up the number on the screen. Some people haven't seen the numbers, especially the ones on Facebook. But if you are watching on Facebook, you can post your question right there on Facebook. We'll read it out. We'll respond to you. If it's about SCBC, any question that you want to ask about SCBC, go ahead. I think this is the right time that you can ask the question and get it answered. We would like to hear, what questions you have about SCBC that you want us to answer. Go ahead and make a comment on Facebook, and we will respond to the comment directly. Or you can call into studio. The number is on your screen. You can call in and tell us. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Welcome to the program.
Yes. Now me, I just called. I call from Amba land from Mutengene. Yeah, and
okay. Welcome to the show.
ATN, so I don't go put trading against them. Yeah. I be saying,
okay.
I get it to know SCBC for Kwakwa for my uncle dance today. So and I'm glad where they be exposed. I think last 1st October, I think they work assignment. I think I thank to SCBC and other things where they be strong. Because for Kwakwa and for my uncle, the house, one of the things the better way, and I used to gather people, since they get this, for people that they always cancel off, they spend the whole day always listening with the way SCBC is strong. So I think SCBC don't over contribute for this year's struggle. Over. I say over. So as I talk, say they get to improve with the way they show on today and how the program will be overfine. So and some of which we will need to contribute some small things. I just say we don't know how we fit pass through to get in touch with us. So say any man need to contribute other than a small thing on how. So most of we see like to contribute to small thing where they sit on a phone, on a pen, or anything where you help on for advance your struggle. We feed them. And again, for things for money time, I hear they talk about for Ngala. I think that one a person where me I know you personally, because I think if you don't work for from Benji, that way you still work for government after every resign. So I know you personally, and a person where don't stay inside this struggle. So of me you get to take advice from me, because a person where don't stay inside this struggle, don't catch it so many times they lock them, and then it come back. So I think if I know waste time, don't do it there. I want to call. So the only thing I just say more beat your ego, and I go ahead to do for your back.
Thank you very much, my brother. Your words will be very encouraging, and we want to thank you for the good work we want to do on Ground Zero. And we're going to continue to talk about this channel so that more people will go get the satellite dish and they will watch and get more information and for tell our people the truth and what they go expect, what they need for do, so that La Republic that they come infiltrate their midst and for cause havoc. So thank you very much, and we don't take your numbers, we'll contact you.
Thank you so much
okay.
for that call, my brother. And receive our condolences about your uncle.
Okay. And one funny thing for that house for Kwakwa, and I say they don't burn. If you go Kwakwa again, you know, we meet up that house because they don't put them down. They don't burn that house. Because the house where my uncle, they don't make for Kwakwa like 30 years. They come out from when I say can't say the older I born it picking them today. All other picking the day now for bush, so when they don't go back to village. So they don't burn that compound down. All ashes, nothing. Not there again. If you pass today, they say it on this house. They don't see this. So the story that. And just last week I talked with my way they inside bush. I don't know that way they all their cocoa farms they inside bush and they don't know person where they take care of the farm. So I think that they steady struggle there. So you know what you sound so they struggle to see and we must fight for make and say we liberate our country.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Bye bye.
You see now this our brothers for Ground Zero, we you know when we hear from them it give you more courage and encourage to work for SCBC. But when you get people like Barre for Facebook where he only can give na own negative comments, they say all for SCBC na lie, but people for the Ground Zero way now they watch the channel way now they understand what the channel don't do for them. When you hear from them, so this kind of comment them, it'll be little but nothing, because when you want give comment, we need to give something constructive. You need to make no, I mean, you know, go make anything good for come out for the team with the talk. Sometimes it be when you want to make comment, try for tell you what you think say you know they go right and how we fix them. Because when you come and you say all to SCBC in a lie, I don't know whether it mean I say when we show our history a lie, or when we show how they don't over the years thief our natural resources for La Republic na lie, or it means say when we show the fighting and the defending our brothers they defend themselves on Ground Zero na lie, or the person they mean that say when we show those refugees the way they did for Nigeria, we try to raise funds for help them na lie, or I don't know what we mean say all in a lie. Probably maybe if what Pelangi for Barre, if you explain why if you say na lie SCBC the talk and then we will fit better talk the truth we want them to talk.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the comments on Facebook. Like I said in the beginning of the show, we really are very open to criticism today, our birthday. Criticize the things that we are doing that are not right, but suggest how we can make them better. Don't just say, this is what we are doing that's wrong. Tell us how we can do it better so that going forward year 2, we can do it better. We can do that better if we become partners together as people. I believe that one thing that we can pride ourselves in is that we are learning. I think that last year, 6th of May, when we started this channel, we didn't know as much as we know today in terms of operating a channel. We didn't have a board back in that time that debates and decides on what policy would be for the channel and all that. And we have grown. We know we have grown to have all those things. We keep learning every day. And this learning comes from all sorts of angles. So you might be sitting there and you have a better way of telling us how to produce shows. You have a better way of telling us how to do things. And instead you just come and say, oh, they are not professional. Instead of telling us, oh, I actually know how to. You know, I could teach you guys. I could, you know, start my own show and all that. Those are the type of comments that we want to see today. So that we can improve. I think that the people in Ground Zero who keep on calling, what they want from us in the diaspora is improvements. What they want from us in the diaspora is that we continue to make progress. So thank you so much for calls. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, welcome. We hear you.
Thank you. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to see the STV station.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much.
I greet everybody on the board.
Thank you.
I'm greeting everybody on the board.
No, thank you. Thank you. The entire team says thank you so much. Thank you for watching. And we hope that the information that we pass through, you also share with people around you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. God bless you.
Yeah, we not say a lot of people they still there for Ground Zero where they never install this channel. And one challenge will begin for our brothers in the diaspora, and I say, maybe we try for donate satellite dishes to our neighbors, our friends, where they live for Ground Zero, and even those where they live for La Republic, if possible, so that a lot more people are going to watch this channel. We need for increase our viewership.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, hello.
Yeah, welcome to the program.
I say happy birthday for 1 year for trouble.
Thank you, brother.
You know, when I give courage, go to the Ground Zero. When I only put more effort, and we don't be granted, we don't pass for 1 year for two. I only got there for this trouble. We just to bless Una and to keep blessing more and God to keep you people. He carry it more on get SCBC food, to carry it for higher levels, then I prepare to prosper. So any other thing where they come to back, like bite and blow, it ever happen. So but no man get focused on trouble as well. That is these people. Then other thing I see whether sometimes one be if you can't get on the coda direct when Amba the coda. That's what the finance because we finance people they make a mistake. Anyone could come and buy one day coda will say we don't get some good they go back for the case. So I think that's what they say for their time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for the call, my brother from Ground Zero.
Yeah, we don't say we don't talk, and we talk for this show say make we get more people that they come on for do shows, and as we talk we don't learn throughout the year waiting for do how which kind of shows then we if we bring them on air, which one and they will need for fix them so that it will suit our viewers, you know. And then we don't talk of here, we don't talk and plenty time say we will come out with our editorial policy where you go put a level playing field for everybody so that person will go against will get some repercussions.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I declare for La Republic.
Welcome to my brother.
Yeah, we just did with the same my brother.
That's so now.
I will be very happy for my programs.
Thank you.
I would just say how the SCBC don't do it, so we see a lot of progress, and we'll be happy. Anytime when I get programs, so we ever miss them, we'll just gather for one place and we'll look at.
Oh, that's great. We'll be very happy. We'll have the feel with joy when we hear that kind of information.
God.
Now only God will come and go help we for get this struggle to a fruition, and all we go come back home and we go build this our channel to be the national broadcaster we all we do watch at this time for this struggle, and we go make a much better when we get back on Ground Zero.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And may una take care for that foreign land on a daily so before that when they start the attack now.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for that call. There's a couple of comments on Facebook and questions that I need to take now. So just give us a moment. I want to say thank you to all the people on Ground Zero, around Ground Zero, who sit together, 20, 30 of them, in front of one TV to watch this program, to watch SCBC in general. I want to say happy birthday to you. we are only here because you are there watching, and we are grateful that you're watching. We are grateful for the feedback that you keep on giving us. There are a couple of comments on Facebook that I want to respond to right now, so we will hold on with the calls for a few minutes. The first question from Mr. Evan Takwi is asking, are board members shareholders of SCBC? So that's the question that I want to take now. Are board members of SCBC shareholders of SCBC? To answer that question, Mr. Takwe, the first, I will need to establish how someone becomes a board member of SCBC. So the procedure was all communities that have constituted themselves in the diaspora and have put in place some kind of leadership, they will reach out to the coordinator, country if it's a country, or regional if it's in North America. They reach out to the coordinator and say, let your community send somebody to represent your community at the SCBC board. This person's responsibility is to come and listen, sit in meetings and listen to how SCBC is being run. And if there are questions from your community or in general, this person brings them to the board and is discussed. All the board members, they sit, and when a subject about SCBC is discussed, they vote and they decide on what SCBC will do about that problem. So those people are community members that are sent to represent their communities at the board. They are not shareholders of SCBC. If you want to really give them a name that is befitting, they are custodians of the corporation SCBC on behalf of the people of Ambazonia. These board members are the people that make sure that we managing SCBC, we don't go out and make excesses on the detriment of the people of Ambazonia. Those people are the people who watch SCBC for the people of Ambazonia. So these people are not necessarily IG members or IG supporters, contrary as people are saying, because each community chooses their own person based on the person's ability and what the person can add as a board member. The board has got its own rules, it's got its own bylaws, it's got how the board members can contribute in every little facet of SCBC, right down to programming. So the board members, they have a right to participate in any committee of their choosing, whether it's the editorial committee, whether it's the financial committee, whatever committee of their choosing, they can participate. They have oversight over everything that SCBC is doing. But the most interesting thing to tell Ambazonian people about the SCBC board is that every SCBC board meeting is recorded. Every SCBC board meeting is recorded, because as we will be going on this journey to Boya, a lot of people would say a lot of things that are not true about SCBC, sometimes out of hate, sometimes out of not knowing. And the only way is that when we get to Boya, most of these board meetings minutes will be declassified to the people of Ambazonia, and the people of Ambazonia will go through those minutes and all the things that happened at the level of the board, how certain decisions were made at the level of the board, who made those decisions, and be able to make judgment for themselves. Because we have La Republique out there who are doing everything by hook and crook, to ensure that they ensure that they shut down the channel. We keep that information, the board keeps that information classified, and that information will definitely at the right time be released to the Ambazonian people. But if you come from a community in the diaspora that is constituted, that is supporting the IG, ask your country coordinator or your regional coordinator who is your board member at the SCBC. I say so because some communities have not sent their own board members to SCBC yet, but we have asked. Personally, I have gone to country heads meetings over 5 times to say, please let everybody have a representative at the board of SCBC, so that that person should talk from your community. This morning at 9 a.m. exactly, I was the community from Alaska. They called me. They had concerns over SCBC. They called me. I was on Skype with them for 1 hour, 30 minutes. And they will ask me question 1, Derrick, why about this? And I took the time for 1 hour, 30 minutes, and I explained to the community. And before I got out of the call, they were satisfied. That is what your community should do. But you need to go to your community leaders and ask them who is your representative. And if you don't have a representative at SCBC, it is for you to tell your community leader that why don't you have one, and they should ensure that you have one to represent your community. So I hope I've answered that question, and I've put a little bit of perspective to who the board members are and their duty as members of the board of SCBC. The next question that I have is this one from Hope. The worry of programs like that of Gilly Gilly, she used her show to defend herself. Well, we started off last year and we did not have editorial policies. What we have submitted to the board as editorial policies, TV stations are run by editorial policies, and those policies would curb excesses of not one particular person, of not one particular program, but of all the shows that as we go on air to talk, we should be mindful of the audience, we should be mindful of the revolution, and to that effect, we hope that all the excesses that you see on SCBC will be curbed once those editorial policies have been adopted and sent out. It will be a public document, so when you are watching SCBC, you would know exactly that what Derrick is saying right now. He's going out of the editorial law rules, and you can report. At the beginning of the show, I shared the email address of the chairman. If you want to report to the highest office in SCBC, it's chairman@scbctv.com. You send him an email and you tell him, listen, I was watching SCBC 1, 2, 3 happened and it was not right. I want you to fix it. The chairman is a no-nonsense person, somebody who would definitely get to it immediately and see that he solves that problem. The next question, Ray, you have any questions?
I want just for still reiterate, say we need to answer questions the way concern SCBC. Any question where you get to deal with our leaders in jail and all those things, there will be the program this for the question today. We're not going to answer those questions. We only want to talk, we want to discuss on issues regarding the SCBC, and I want to tell my sister here, say no person need to control we for SCBC. We get a board where they decide issues, and we talk about the editorial policy where go the control, go the guard the rules around programming for SCBC. So when you come with this information, or wherever you get that kind of thought, say some person they control we, and not understand what direction where the person they control we go, because everything way with the show on SCBC that will take the struggle forward. Sometimes once in a while, so people will come in mistake for their programs, but now the people that programs, and as then we talk, and we don't come up with the editorial policy where everybody go toe the line, so that editorial policy will make sure say may they stick to the issues where they for this our struggle. So if you want to ask me questions, I beg, avoid for ask me questions about the revolution, ask me questions about the channel, and give you this thing on how for improve on the channel.
Yes, thank you so much. So if you have questions that you want to ask, please go ahead and ask us on the comment section. We will definitely respond. Let us keep this short 4 hours about SCBC, about the progress that we have made, about the errors that we have made, and how we can improve them. I believe that there's other questions in other areas that people can ask and should ask, but can we just take those few hours and talk about SCBC and how we can make it better? So as our technical team are trying to set up our call again and put up the number on the screen, if you are watching from Facebook, we would say please invite others. If you have a question about SCBC, whatever question you have about SCBC, I believe me and Ray should be in position to have the information or access the information to respond to your question about SCBC. There's no question that you can ask specifically about SCBC that one of the two of us don't have a way to answer that question at the same time without putting the channel to risk, without putting the struggle to risk as well. So you go ahead and ask your questions in the comment section. We will definitely respond to the questions. Let us keep it to SCBC. You can also share ideas on how we can improve the quality of the channel, how we can improve the quality of programming, some of the things that we could do to get more viewers on the shows that we have. If you want to become a show host or so, definitely we will be opening up our doors this new year to have many more shows around the revolution. And we hope that you would be one of the people to pick one of those slots and come here and also save the Ambazonian people by coming and doing some presentations that would definitely take the struggle forward.
Hello? Hello?
Welcome to SCBC.
Hello?
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 Hello, is that SCBC? Is that SCBC?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
calling from Santa. I want you to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes. I want you to say happy birthday.
Thank you very much, eh?
Yes, and I want to talk to if maybe the SCBC plenty of we for Santa for all that because whatever information will be reached with, but we put on inside prayers. We thank God without the SCBC, plenty people have run that for ground zero. Happy birthday once more.
Thank you very much. We'll be very happy, say, we'll deliver that kind of service for our people on ground zero, and we'll continue to do more.
Okay, Papa, thank you. I'm going to continue with the same spirit.
Thank you.
Thank God for the team on board.
Yeah, we'll depend on God, and we'll not say this is not a winning struggle, and sooner all we go come back on ground zero for build our country as La Republic of Burnham. We will continue for the watch, but when we come down for ground zero, we'll go build the country back for the way we want them. Hello? Hello?
One of our show hosts, Mr. Silas, the show host for Hard Talk, is preparing to come on and talk a little bit about our birthday. Once our technicians have him connected, we will bring him live and we'll definitely have a conversation with him. Hopefully, during the course of the program, more show hosts would avail themselves and come up and talk to our viewers.
Hello, welcome to Amba Perspective. If you switch off the volume of our TV so that we will hear you.
Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, bro.
Good evening, brother.
Yeah,
Good day, fine. How are you?
no, I just I recall for La Republic.
Welcome to the program.
I want to cover the program. They don't already start. I don't know whether when I will talk on which topic because I get some questions I want to ask them.
No, today is our first birthday for SCBC, so we only talk about SCBC. We talk how the channel don't impact your life and the revolution, and what you think they will do for better the channel and for move on forward.
Okay. Me, I just talk a lot. Happy birthday for SCBC, and then I send my greeting them. My greeting them for people for that ground zero for that side. So I congratulate them for the way they handle the struggle. I just talk to me. I just pray to me God be with them. So they assist them in any way or other for so me the struggle go ahead.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
thank you
so much for the call, my brother. It's very encouraging, and thanks. How is the family there in La Republique? How are you people coping with these oppressors?
Okay, thank you. May God bless you now.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
So
We'll be together.
there's an interesting question there on Facebook, Ray. I just want to take that from Hope, Peace Hope. You guys do not mind. We have this complaints by some activists claiming their shows are not shown on SCBC. If you guys can put more light on this, people will have a better understanding. Now, I want to put it on record that before the president, Dr. Sako, comes on SCBC, he will put in a request and say, SCBC at 9 p.m. Amba time tomorrow, I will be live. I would like to be live on SCBC. when he puts on that request, the show is then programmed for that time. That is why most of the times before you see the people from the IG come on SCBC, you actually see posters which we make them and put out there. If people expect us to instantaneously change the TV program because somebody is live, it would be very difficult for us as a team, because we are running SCBC and we are also running our own, private lives. We have to work, we have to do other things. Now, we have put it out explicitly to everybody that SCBC is an open platform to all Ambazonians who can come on. All you need to do is to send a request. If you have one live show that is important that you want to put up on SCBC, all you need to do is contact the team. And I believe that all the activists that are out there, they have the contact numbers of one of us. If they don't have the contact numbers, of one of us, they can email. They can send an inbox to the SCBC Facebook page or email info@scbctv.com and say, on Tuesday at this time, I have this program that I want SCBC to broadcast. Now, with the little bit of upgrade that we have as a team in production, like somebody from AGC reached out to me last week and said he wanted to have a program on SCBC. Now there is a program guide, just so we make sure that everything that is coming on SCBC, it's something that fits the revolution. We send out that program guide to you. It's a program guide on how you can create a program. So you just fill out the form, you send it to us. If it's within the context of the revolution, we tick good and we schedule your time and we tell you that you will have your program at this time. If you want a consistent program on SCBC TV, it's okay as well, So we are welcoming our guests from Hard Talk, Mr. Silas, and I see there you are anchoring another guest. Welcome to you too, all the way from the US, as you are joining us now to celebrate the birthday. I see Silas in suits today. This is not a common outing.
Hello, Derrick and Raymond. Hi to you guys over there in South Africa. Happy anniversary to you guys, and I'm here with the Ever Soldier Combat Building, who is accompanying me on this August occasion. So many thanks to you guys for joining us on our show. Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Format, to the program, to our anniversary. We thank you guys for making the time to join us. We hope that you guys would definitely add value to the celebration program. And yeah,
when I welcome, I don't see me have mind talking about the pigeon, so I only continue with other PG so that anybody want to rap for PG2 if it continues. So we'll be very happy for getting on the program, and today we'll talk the impact of SCBC on our revolution. And we know say it not only impact the people back at home, it also impacts a lot of we in the diaspora. So perhaps while me and Derrick will take a little break for the talk, because we're all about day inside, we don't day inside as content providers, we feel also give you a perspective of what you feel about SCBC, and of course, our program is different from our own, and we know the feedback we get back from ground zero. We feel they share a perspective of how SCBC don't change the face of the revolution.
Thank you, Raymond. Before my guest form by talk, I would like actually to direct that question first for Format, who is an outsider, not a major content producer on SCBC, so that maybe we get an opinion from someone who is outside, who watches like everybody on TV today. So welcome again, Comrade Format.
Thank you very much, Comrade the Revolution, Comrade the House. I want for program for the normal language so that you will go very much wide and close, so that any man with the watch now, if you listen and understand what we celebrate today. I think it's been one of its kind occasion from a 1 year anniversary or a birthday of SCBC. And we know say SCBC is our only channel, TV channel, we don't champion and spread out information concerning our revolution. And we're surprised because early on I watched the program I don't know whether my volume is okay.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead. We hear you very well.
Yeah, earlier on, a minute ago, I believe on the program when comrade called it, say, if we go to Kwakwa to go very effective, then after we go realize say SCBC is existing. So you see how SCBC is spreading. So even though like they try for break our people's sense and so on, but you can never break SCBC because I did not have and so that is why they are doing everything at their capacity to handicap our people and bring down us. Because the world stands with us, the world are not only out there for propaganda, and we are not preaching falsehood, we are preaching reality that is seen, even out of SCBC. People on social media, they see those things we come here and preach. So that is why they have decided to stand with us, even though they are doing it silently without voicing it out. But we have to know that the world at large with us. So this day I come to say no to the SCBC and to support and encourage the TV channel to ride on to get to there. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother, and thank you for joining this wonderful celebratory moment with us. Thank you so much for that comment. It's quite reassuring, and the team is poised to take on the new year with new vigor.
If I may comment, Derrick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. SCBC 1 year later is actually it's emotional for me. Being part of the family, I know what SCBC has contributed to our struggle. I would say actually SCBC is the identity of the Ambazonian revolution. From when it was created, just like a joke, many never believed we would still be here today. Some doubted. A lot tried to stop it. We know how La Republique did quite a lot to stop us from broadcasting, and here we are 1 year later. So that in itself is a big victory. How SCBC has united our people. This is like the pride of every Ambazonian. When I recall people call back from home, my father would call and ask, oh, I was at a neighbor's house to watch SCBC, and you have to do very fast to get my own antenna. So that is to tell you what is going on back home and how much this contributes to the nationalistic feelings that our people currently exhibit. So SCBC, 1 year later, actually it's a work in progress. There is a lot that SCBC has contributed to our being here at this moment. The fact that our revolution is still ongoing. A lot of people never thought we would resist and resist such a small, I mean, compared to La République du Cameroon, alien against, say, 15 million, we are still here standing and waxing very strong. SCBC is a part of that. And I really want to thank the initiators of this idea, because I think without SCBC, I don't know how far this revolution would have come. So it is actually interesting and a joy for me that this is 1 year, 1 year after, and we are talking positively about it and hoping to move from strike to strike. And as a content producer myself on SCBC, it has been great. It has really been great. It's an experience that I've never had before. I've never even thought I would be part of anything like this. So being here has actually taught me a lot, not just teaching me a lot about our struggle. It has also helped me. It has also helped my personal and I am very grateful for that. Because the level of content is still a little more we can do, and I'm very positive with the team that SCBC have in place. Thanks to you, Derrick, you and Raymond have been very fantastic. I cannot not mention our able technicians, Comrade Penn, and all the other content producers who have been doing marvelously to make sure that our people are well served. So it's a work in progress, like I said, but we are getting there. And I've always said it on my show, Hardcore Amberland, that we are the next African CNN BBC in the making. That's take SCBC 1 year later. Back to you, Comrade Penn, and Derrick and Raymond.
Thank you so much, Comrade Silas. You sum it up so nicely. You're looking so nice in your suit, man. It's a good birthday. I wish that we were already in Boya so that after this, we can go for a drink. But thank you so much for joining us. Before you joined us, me and Ray, we have literally been retelling the tale of SCBC for the last 12 months, and we have been sharing some of the difficulties, sharing some of the victories that we have gotten so far, and telling our people out there that we count on them to take the second year to another level. Before you joined, we just broadcasted a video where we were announcing SCBC 2. SCBC 2 would be about education. We have reached out to a lot of educators around the world, including TED Talk, Sesame Street, BBC. We are getting a lot of educational content. It will literally become like a class where people can go in and learn a lot of things on SCBC 2. It would start online, and gradually, when we are able to, we would definitely have another satellite channel where people can turn from SCBC 1 to SCBC 2. That is the new initiative that we are launching immediately. And we're excited about it. We are excited about the growth. And we are looking forward to other exciting things, especially around the prospects of going to market with shares to raise capital and be able to really invest in SCBC to get better production, get studios around the world, and be able to match La Republique pound for pound.
Absolutely, Derrick. I think that is a very welcome idea, and just hearing that, I'm excited about it. We have a lot of talent out there. We have a lot of our people who are ready to mount this channel SCBC 2. I think there is a lot of space for in SCBC, and you promoting that is just a proof that SCBC is open to giving our people the greatest opportunity and serving them in the best way possible. So again, kudos to you and your team. And the idea of shares, I know this was echoed before at some point, and if I would say maybe, I don't know how far it has gone, but it probably may have dragged a little bit, because I was expecting that to be fast forwarded somehow, so that the complete autonomy of SCBC can be gotten. I don't know how far are we on that.
Okay, we are already engaging the IG on that. It's been submitted. It's the third week now that the prospectus were submitted to the IG. I talked about that a little bit earlier. We are just waiting for a go-ahead from the IG. Once they tell us it's okay, the president would definitely launch it, and Ambazonians will be able to invest in SCBC and own a little bit of it, whether you're buying it for $100, $50, how much, whatever you want to invest in SCBC. But when you invest, you truly become a partner. You become like a business person who owns a little bit of it, and you start getting like reports, business reports, quarterly of SCBC, what we are doing, where we are going as a business, because you are an investor in that business. I hope that once that comes up, Ambazonians would definitely invest in it. I know that people have got a lot of questions, but I can almost assure every Ambazonian we have answered already the 32 main questions that can come up based on the prospectus that have been prepared. So when they come out and you read the prospectus, the best thing would be to just go to the question and answer sessions. You will see that most of the questions that you have in mind have been asked and answered in that session. But once that goes live, I'll be having a lot of live shows just to take people's questions, people's concerns, and answer them on air as well.
Perfect. Ray, what do you think about this? Why can the way it grows on? I'm not sure Ray not for our people. So what do I miss some? We tell our people before.
You see, Mr. Silas, the most important thing about SCBC, I say, the people that be passionate about this TV, they have a ground zero. And before no one come on, would they listen to all the calls where they call? No person will call in the diaspora. All the calls, the way we get all the kind of from ground zero, and it be very encouraging because the people they face the brunt of this struggle, they are for ground zero, and we get that responsibility as those in the diaspora, we will be passionate to come volunteer our services for SCBC, for make sure say we deliver our product to the best of our ability to the people for ground zero, because now they matter more than any person in this revolution. More above that, as Derrick talk, would you go to market very soon? And one thing we would want to tell our people for ground zero, and I say, we want to expand SCBC, go to other countries in Africa, get shows for those countries, so that while we listen a little bit of the stories where they come from those countries, we also tell our story to the citizens of that country, so that more people will get to know about our struggle, so that they will understand how legal and how truthful the reasons why would one leave La Republique be an independent state be, so that they will feel support we, and we go be very easy for live as an independent state. We get a lot of potential, as you know, and with the portrayal of that potential through our TV, our people, they get more hope and they see the vision. We a new independent Amba will be.
Yeah,
thank you.
Salas, I want to thank you guys again for joining. Probably we would leave you guys to anchor for a little bit while we take a short break. It's been like 2 hours, 15 minutes. Wow, Ray. Madiona marathon pa. It's been like 2 hours, 15 minutes, and we've been sitting here. So we'll just take a little bit of a break, and we'll let Silas and the other guests to just take over. Then we'll join them back in 15 minutes max.
Just make an observation and get your comments on it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just looking behind our format, and I could see our flags and a lot of trophies. But I don't know if that caught any of your attentions. And would you want him to tell us, is he at a sports center or is that his house? Because I see Amazonian flags there too.
Yeah, one no.
Well, many of those who know me, they know I am a die-hearted 100% Amazonian, fully a struggle. And apart from that, I am also a person I love sporting activities within the United Kingdom and across the United Kingdom. That's why you see a lot of these trophies hanging everywhere. And I don't only go with the trophies, I go with my Amba flags where you can see them hanging everywhere. So anywhere I go for any sporting activity that is organized by the British community or any other community, I must be there with my Amba flag, because I need to identify who I am, where I am coming from. I need to show them, to know my identity. So it's either they take what I have for them as my identity. They tell me that this environment is not suitable for you in attire. But since I have not been rejected because of this, my attire, I know that my attire is acceptable and my identity is acceptable anywhere I go. So I encourage everyone not to be shy of who you are. Show the world that who you are, and they will embrace you in as much as you know what you're talking about, in as much as you are corrigible, in as much as you have confidence in what you have to say and what you are doing. To tell you, the world will embrace you. Thank you very much. That is a little bit of what I can say about the
Thank you. And to you, Derrick, before you, Raymond, before you go, La Republic don't always fully keep we for back when sports concern. They take only the Yango, the A1, and put them for front. Whether in Olympics, whether in a Commonwealth Games, they take all these people, send them for front. Wait till you can comment for our new spirit, our new in the sports direction, and the way we don't be treated before with La Republic as it concerns sports, and which way come reform by they do right now.
Brother Silas, maybe you fit repeat the question again so that I'll get you clearly.
Okay. I talked in the past with La Republic always keep we on the side when it concerns sports. So when they go Olympic, they want a and go, and all that they carry and go. When it comes to Ambazonians, they don't always pay for the bag. We don't get any contribution for making for sports. Whether their national team, they don't always get only their people. This initiative of this talent, this show of talent by our comrade Fombat, as we see so many medals behind him, and him promotes our own identity in sports. Which one show for our people and the rest of the world about us as related to sport?
I be see some person where he did for some marathon. He been like.
Absolutely.
Oh. And then wow. That marathon, you know, if he did for that marathon, he be run and they hold an amber flag. Yeah, you know, one thing we after we see that marathon and I see what we do, I know say anytime when I be faced for talk place or I come out, I never be conflicted between telling people say I come out Cameroon or matter they say I come out Ambazonia, because right now when you say Ambazonia they tend to ask you say where is that? We never hear that kind of country before. But in the beginning I be fine and difficult, but now I'd be so proud for tell people say I come out Ambazonia, and then so that it go prick them for ask me where Ambazonia, and they never hear about that country. And most often than not, when I explain to them, like the other day I did fill my tank for my car, the flag of Ambazonia, the petrol attendant, they asked me, say, now which country flag? I said, that's the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. He said, I've never heard of that country before. I said, yes, it's a new country. It's coming up very soon. It's in between Nigeria and Cameroon. You know, the guys that look at it, he asked me question, I explain it, and really, it be very important, say, make we be proud of our nation. Even though the UN and the bodies that be nobody recognize we as such, but the more we tell people about we, they assert ourselves as Ambazonian, so people they go to start the see. Like now, when we hear news agency like this German news one at DW, when they report about we, they call we the Ambazonians. They call we the Southern Cameroonians. And the only reason why they call it Ambazonians is because we don't assert ourselves as Ambazonians. And if we go for any major events, whether a marathon or a soccer, the only flag will official for them are blue and white with an Ambazonian flag. And I'll be very happy when I see our brother go run that marathon, then he carrying our Ambazonian flag, because there's no other flag right now. We'll be the first to carry the red, green, and yellow, where it been a lie. But now we know the truth, and your mind no fit tell you otherwise anymore. In fact, when I make mistake, I play any music from La Republique, it vex me, because they don't make them, we be like say we not get our own music at all. make our own brothers they sing for French just because they want to get a market, you know. But this one way we don't take back our country. We need to promote ourselves, for make sure say we'll be proud. You see, like Americans are the most proud people out of their country in the world. We need for inflict that citizenship kind of feeling inside Ambazonia, so that anywhere we go, any man want to do anything, you tell say I'm from Ambazonia. Like if you just try catch an American for anyone do anything, will tell you say I'm a citizen of the United States. Just that alone is not frightening you. Yeah. That's so we need for assert ourselves in Africa, because if we build a country, forget that kind of power.
Yes, indeed, Ray. I think.
Thank you very much. When I take on a break now, no wahala. I'll be just trying that impression, and also for let una know say this. So next time when Fombat they run for a London Marathon or Manchester, maybe we'll get reporters and therefore report directly live and sending that message to the rest of the world.
True. Exactly. No, thank you so much for joining me, Brother Fombat. Congrats on your race, my brother. Congrats on putting Ambazonia on the map.
Thank you. I am Ambazonian, and I'm proud to be an Ambazonian.
Great.
Thank you. Okay, Salas, it's on you. We will have a short break, and then we'll join you again.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Once again, fellow viewers of SCBC TV, this is your humble Heart of Amberland host, Silas Atefo. I'm here with your soldier, Combat Dieudonné, Comrade Combat Dieudonné. You all know him, what he has been up to. He has been in this struggle from the very get-go. He has always been active. I think, like every one of us, his life has been Ambazonia, like you can all see. He lives and breathes Ambazonia in every activity that he does. He is involved with whatever is going to take to get people out of this servitude, out of this bondage, and stop the genocide. Those of you who follow him, whether on Facebook or on Twitter or on every other means, you will also see how active he is. And if you are not following him on Facebook or on Twitter, please make sure that you follow up and see what he's up to. He's very inspiring in everything. If you talk to him, whether it's about whatever is happening on the ground, he can give you latest information. Whatever our refugees are, he is there. Whatever is needed for protest, to internationalize our struggle, he is there. He is contributing both his finances and time for this struggle. So he is one ideal citizen that on a day like this, that we are celebrating the anniversary of SCBC, I'm honored to have him accompanying me on the show. So once again, Fombat, you are welcome to this SCBC celebration. It's not Hard Talk Ambaland per se, but it is all mixed together. We are just celebrating SCBC, and as a presenter of Hard Talk Ambaland show, I am just privileged and honored to be on the show today. Apologize for all our viewers who have not seen me or any other host for a couple of weeks. There are other difficulties that arise, and we will take care of all that before a day like this to come on and put things in place. Going forward, we will make sure that we constantly bring you the very best of Hard Talk Amberland on SCBC TV. So please, Hard Talk continues to remain your number one Sunday show and number one on SCBC TV. Just like SCBC is 1 year old today, I want to show you that to remember us, and really the oldest show on SCBC TV that is older than SCBC TV itself. Hard Talk was 1 year old last month, and SCBC TV is 1 year old today. So we are very privileged and honored to be hosted on SCBC TV. Thanks to all of you Ambazonians who continue to make sacrifices and contribute to make the station what it is. So, Comrade Formbert, thank you again for coming on to this show. We have, it's been 1 year, the TV is 1 year, our struggle is almost 2 years. So, in your opinion, how?
Thank you, Comrade Silas, for giving me this opportunity once again. Fellow viewers and fellow Ambazonians, both at home and abroad, this is your humble servant, Formbert speaking. I want to take this time to appreciate the struggle from where we began and up to now and where we are going. It's been a long journey, and mindful of the fact that the journey is not ended, but we only pray that this journey should be as possible, because we are not willing to carry on in this journey that is endless. We are doing everything possible to make sure that this journey comes to an end as fast as possible. People have seen the destination, and it only takes one or two things for you to get there. And I want you to be rest assured that the interim government and the other frontline leaders are coming together to put everything in place such we must access to Boya and take the keys to the presidency and Boya. And so that our people can feel involved, feel engaged, our people can see the love and the freedom that they all desire. We have gone a long way. That is for sure. And rest assured that we are coming to an end sooner than later. We acknowledge the fact that we have lost homes, cities, towns, and villages. The interim government acknowledges the fact that our people are in refugee camps in Nigeria, living in untold suffering and misery and poverty and hunger. The interim government equally acknowledges the fact that we have lost youths. Our mothers and our women have been raped. The interim government acknowledges the fact that our cabinet and our president, Seko Ayokabe, is adopted in the Nira Hotel on the 5th of January, and up to date is held in Comcado. The interim government equally acknowledges the fact that our people have said enough is enough. And our people are doing everything at their reach to defend themselves because it is enshrined in the international law. It is a journey that we all have to go through. Our nation is not going to be the first nation to have undergone this journey. Even the British people had to undergo the same journey to get where they are today. Even look at South Africa, they had to undergo a journey that took them almost 300 years. Look at our neighbor, Ethiopia and Eritrea, they had to undergo the same journey. So our people on ground zero, both and abroad, everywhere you are, you call yourself an Amazonian, a Southern Cameroonian. If you are not doing anything for this struggle, I challenge you this day that you hear my voice on SCBC. Stand up for your people who are crying. Stand up for your villages, your properties, your people that have been chased away from their homes and homes set ablaze. Stand up for Sam Sawyer, whose neck was cut off, and you saw it live on social media. Stand up for Median, who was shot in the face and is suffering somewhere in one of the hospitals in Ambazonia or in La Republique, who is struggling to get her face back. Stand up, my people. Stand up and defend your community. The struggle continues. Thank you very much, Mr. Les.
Thank you very much, Comrade Formbert. Ladies and gentlemen, you all heard there from a soldier. You could hear the mastery and knowledge of what is happening in the revolution. You all heard all the names and the events that he was referring to. They are all things that happen. And that just goes to tell you how involved he is. And he is challenging you out there watching, you an Ambazonian who is watching and still standing on the fence, who is watching and purport yourself to be part of it, but you are not doing anything about it. So he is challenging you today to look at the current situation and ask yourself how you can watch all this and stand on the sidelines, or watch all this and do nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, you all heard the call from Comrade Fombat. Get off in a do or die mission. We are fighting for our survival. It is not a fight that we can give up at any moment. So, because giving up is dying, so we have to continue fighting until we get results. Again, I want to take this opportunity to salute the courage and resolve of all our people on Ground Zero who have shown tremendous courage and tenacity since all this started, despite all the intimidation, barbarism, and all inhuman treatment. From the babies to the mothers and the grandmothers, they are all singing the same song. They're singing one language. They're all talking in one language, and they're telling the occupier, La République du Cameroun and Mr. Paul Biya, to vacate Ambazonia and either by fire, by force. Let me use this balance of preachers. By fire, by force, Ambazonians of all calibers are asking La République du Cameroun to vacate our territory. From that, you also mentioned there of the struggle are helping out, and they are determined to get the struggle to its logical end. We really applaud that, and we have seen all their efforts, every leader who have been contributing their very best to guide us, so that it's not about them. They are there just to guide us so that together we can get to the right destination, but it requires all our efforts together. But they are helping to guide us. There have been all these little differences in some of the leadership opinions. No, those are some of the little difficulties that Ambazonians in this struggle have faced. What do you make of leadership differences? Is that like, how much does that stall our struggle? How much does that leadership difference stall our struggle? And is there any hope out of that? Because it looks like it has actually dragged for a while.
Yes, Comrade Silas and my fellow Ambazonians watching, and those who watch in the future or sometime later. There is no problem without a solution. That's what all have to know. If there is a problem, there must be a solution. We are going to Boya. It is very, very important that our people know that we are united, even though we have differences. Yeah, we are united in the sense that our end goal is Amazonia. Our end goal is Boya. Everyone in this struggle, be them from which angle, the end goal is that we all want to get to Amazonia. We all want to get to Boya. We all want freedom. Yes, but there is one big obstacle standing on the way to this progress. And that obstacle comes in the name of unity. I have always vowed that we must be united, and it's something that we have to very, 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 very vital at this moment. At this same moment of the struggle, this issue of unity, we must treat it like a baby. This is supposed to be one of the very most important aspects that we should be talking of this moment. Because if we are not united, we might win Boya, we might get Boya, but rest assured that we may face another fight in Boya. That is true. If we are not united, we rest assured that history will repeat itself. South Sudan will repeat itself in history. That is history that we read. And most of us have read, we know what South Sudan is all about. And this South Sudan, I'm telling you that it will come, we get to Buea. But that we don't pray for that. That is why I am saying that we must be united. Because this unity right now, as I'm speaking to you, it is causing more havoc on GZ than it is causing in the diaspora. Because if I meet somebody who is not in my camp and we shout on the street, that is it. The ends day I come to my house and sleep. The next day I call him on the phone, Bo, where are you? Come on, let's go up there, and it ends there. But on ground zero, the next moment is the people. The people are they have all the irons and all the knives and so on. They go out there in the night or in the day to attack themselves. Yeah.
Comrade. Yes. Do you have another device on? Because I could still hear you doubling yourself. So if another, there is a way to just mute it, that will help the sound quality.
Yeah. So is it better now?
Yeah, I think I'm not getting the repetition anymore. I hope our viewers are also getting it clearly right now. So you may continue about this question of unity and how we have to, how we can get it and how that will help.
So how is it now? Is it better?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I was just trying to say that we may get to Buea, we may win Buea in the final analysis, but we may end up fighting another war among ourselves, which is why I'm saying that we don't want history. We are very, very intelligent. It's just like the acting president said the other day, that we are just like children who are starting from university. You know, somebody is going to school and start out from the university level. We are very, very intelligent people in the diaspora across. Some Cameroonians, the most intelligent people who find themselves in a revolution that they already have read. Surprised that we are proving like we don't know the history that we did. We have not been to school before. For our frontline, please, for the purpose of Ambazonia, let us find a common ground and unite, collaborate, and get a better result. Let us not cause conflict our people.
Permit me to come in here. We have always heard this word, I've heard unity, collaboration, everything that we can get. We have been saying this over and over. Like someone like you, who I know you've had opportunities to speak to most of these leaders on basis at some. Do you get the feeling that it is hatred or a misunderstanding? Because to me, I feel like a South Sudan scenario would come up in a situation where there is hatred. But if it is just a difference of ideology, that is something that can always be worked out. So do you get a sense of hatred, or you get just a divergence?
No, I haven't seen any hatred here. I've just seen that people have important messages to pass across, but their choices of words are not the best. Yeah, because somebody may have something to pass across. You know, small little words that were misput in the sentence, and they develop another conflict behind the scene, distract people in this revolution, which is not helping us in any way.
Yeah. All right, fellow Ambazonians, South Cameroonians, if you just heard our Fomba there, he is telling us, the individual Ambazonians out there, that the differences that we see is encouraged by some of us. So those of us who come to complain about disunity, most of the time promote this through surrogacy. So it is okay for either a leader to, whether if a leader makes a mistake, either in the choice of words that they use or in an action, as people fighting for the same goal. Our best action doesn't necessarily have to be condemnation or challenges, but rather look for ways to help make that particular person better. I know most of the time we are quick to rush to point out the weakness of the others and even advertise weaknesses. In a revolution, there is, to me, there is no aspect of weakness advertisement that helps promote cause. When weakness is discovered, it makes sense to go back to a drawing board and correct it. By drawing board, I mean like go behind the scenes and then work it out with that person. This is where we differ. This is what you should have said. Let's trash that out right now and call it a day. Something like that can easily, and we get over it. But once, say, someone, because you are a fanatic of an idea, or someone is your friend or your brother, and then you come out there and make a negative message stay on. Not only people who never even care about it get discouraged, because some people actually get discouraged, not because they buy what you are selling, but because the atmosphere is not too conducive. Some people are allergic to a lot of noise making. So you would have some of those good people just back down, and you are in turn weakening the revolution. I must say we have had our leader, our president, President Siseku Ayub Julius Tabe, who was abducted by Nigeria, handed over to La République du Cameroon, our oppressor, and it seems like the entire community is just sitting there and watching. Not only that, but a lot of Ambazonians seem not to be doing quite enough to keep that issue on the front pages. What is your feeling about that? Are we doing enough to keep that issue on the front pages so that the kind of barbarism and maltreatment that we know that is associated with La République du Cameroon doesn't become the fate of our leaders? What's your opinion? What's your take first about the behavior of the international community and then Ambazonians?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for that question. What I want to say is, can you get me? It's like my voice is doubling up.
Yes, I can hear that. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay, you know, the Skype call was on, so I need to turn it off.
Let's try that once more.
Can you call me back if the Skype call doesn't go?
Just keep trying. I will get our technicians to see what we can do on that, so that you can keep your response while I will see what our technicians are going to look into that and get back to us.
Yeah, what I was trying to say in this is, if you remember when this revolution started and when Agbobala, the barrister Agbobala and the others were adopted, you quite remember how we went out there in protest, in resistance, in the diaspora across, in our number. And all we were preaching was free Agbobala, free Agbobala, free Agbobala, free from Dr. Fontaine, free Dr. Fontaine, free Mancho BBC. Like protests that we organized in the diaspora, they were unending. It was like every week be on the alert. And mind of the fact that that was the worst period, the worst season in the diaspora where there was a lot of snow everywhere, but we still came out. Yeah, I watched people came out in the snow, in the cold, without fear, without anything. But when Bala got released, and unfortunately our president got adopted from Nigeria, people find it comfortable sleeping in their beds, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, to even call people to come out for a protest is like you have to beg somebody. Yeah, but those are the same people when the president was going around to meet the people tour. Those are the same people that were claiming, claim ownership of the president.
Yes, yes.
Those are the same people that will tell you that I spoke with the president. I will just send a message to the president. I took a photo with the president. You know, 80% of those people, when you organize a protest now, they don't show up. You see, that is what we call, I don't know whether that is another form of betrayal. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't only need to betray somebody by handing the person to an enemy, but you betray the person's confidence. You know, Ayuk Sisiko had confidence in us. Ayuk Sisiko knew that if something happens to him, we will be pounding the streets in the diaspora on a daily basis, night and day, without sleep. But I hope that nobody is telling him that the diaspora is, because it will be a disgrace and a shame to us people in the diaspora. It will be a big disgrace, because common protests, people cannot come out. Common donations, they say, oh, our people are dying in Kundengi. People cannot even chip in a $5, a $1, 1 cent. My trip to Boya, people are selective in donating. We want to liberate homeland. The humanitarian aspect, they are not even donating. Our refugees in Nigeria, they are not donating. There are people in the diaspora, they haven't even given or donated a t-shirt when they were loading containers to send to Nigeria. I can tell you, they have not a t-shirt that is say 50 pen. You go to a charity shop, you can even anyway, you can even pass along on the street, you pick t-shirts for free. They just put them. But it is a shock, it's a disgrace that at this level we did believe that I don't know what I believe, you know, but the conception I have is that if I Tabe needs to come out one day, and God forbid that he's not dead, he is still alive. If he comes out one day and then faces reality, I'm telling you, if it's me, I will not even be man enough to say that I want to be a president in the future Amazonian, because my security is not even guaranteed. If something happens to me, my people will not even stand for me.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, you just heard there from Comrade Fombat. He's challenging us. He's here today to challenge us in every different area of this struggle. He has just challenged me, and he said a lot of very pertinent things. We remember when Sisiku used to go out for the tours, and everybody comes out. Everybody in the diaspora comes out, and we were singing the song that God or ordained leader and all this. You who used to come out and say that, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what have you done for your life? What have you done to hold Nigeria and La République Cameroon abduction? It is your duty. Trust me, whatever Siseko and Patterson and the rest of the other abductees, you who you praise them and share them on me who is sitting here who sang their praises. I am responsible for their being abducted, for their abduction. So we have to look at it in that manner because we put them there. Consider yourself that you pushed Siseko into jail. Whatever happens to him is your responsibility, and it is for us to. He would stand for this if he didn't believe that we had his back. It is not anybody who gives his life for people like that. He was putting himself out there, believing our resolve and our determination to God. So if you're not doing anything, my brother, you are Judas to Siseko and the rest of our leaders here. So this is a challenge that Comrade Formbart is facing all of us. This is a challenge that he has challenged me. I know on our show, Heart of Amberland, we continue to on every show to encourage our people to keep the conversation of the abduction alive, to hold Nigeria accountable. We call on our people to, we have even a slot, the Freedom Campaign slot on our Hard Talk show, to keep awareness and the light on the abduction of our leaders and all those abducted throughout our territory. So those of you who have been tweeting and keeping the conversation on Twitter, right here I can think of Judy Ngwana, I can think of Aisha Ann, I think of quite a host of others. Please keep doing that work. I wish I had this beautiful video of Dr. Bernadette, who just reminded us that in a video on Twitter that it was today's the 5th. Oh, yesterday was the 5th. Sorry, that was yesterday. Yesterday was the 5th, and our leaders were abducted on the 5th of January. So, tweet that she did a video and tweeted about it. I really encourage things like that. Those are the kind of activities or gestures that we expect our people to do to keep the conversations. Just as same as organizing the protests, just like those coming out for the protest. Remember, even when the Balas were abducted and taken to Koningui, even though some of us in Koningui, but we were clamoring for their release, and they got released. I remember one comrade who stood out in the snow. I've forgotten that the state. He stood out in the snow by himself. That raised awareness, and his neighbors came out just asking him what was going on, and he said that was a protest. What has come over us that we have lost that spirit? This is Siseko we are talking about. This is Patterson, someone who at one point we were all swearing by Patterson. What has happened to that? Has he suddenly become so insignificant? What are you doing if you're watching us today live on Facebook? You are watching us from your TV set on our satellite channel. You all remember when this station was created, Patterson was here. He was the Secretary General at the time. He did quite a lot to make sure that this station that we're all talking from to be realized. Today, I want to all his work, the lot of things that he has done for us in this struggle. It was during his reign that we got a strong international words from the city. All those are things that people who may have given, God forbid, for our sake. What are we doing in Amba Facebook? Those of you eager to click like and share, what are you doing to actually make their case heard in the international community? What are you doing financially? Because we have heard that even the interim government doesn't have enough resources to put in the kind of team of lawyers that they would want to stay constantly on the cases. Every lawyer that is working on some of these issues are working pro bono, but with more resources, that can be done. If you are not putting in your $1 into the interim government, if you are not paying your citizen levy, if you are not supporting my trip to Boya, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, you are out of the picture. Whatever likes and clicks you're sharing, whatever nasty comments that you are so good at commenting on other different videos, how much to condemn other leaders that are trying to do their best to just take us somewhere. All that you are doing doesn't help you. First, remember that it doesn't help you, because the more we store ourselves, the more we are risking our lives. So don't risk your own freedom. Do not risk the life of your unborn children or your children already born. Do not sacrifice the future of Ambazonia for some cheap gossip on Facebook, for some cheap retaliation. Please stay on. We all need to free Amazonia from this genocide, and we all need freedom and justice for our people. Fellow listeners, again, and your fellow viewers, you are here with your humble servant, Comrade Silas Atipo, and Comrade Fombak Diodone, giving you this encouragement and reviewing our struggle, as well as SCBC 1 year later. Comrade Fombak, I would like to touch on one aspect that has been a major criticism of SCBC that I have been opportune and privileged to participate, has been the known some kind of, I would say, others. A lot of people have challenged SCBC of, not actually challenged, I would say, they've accused SCBC of promoting division in this manner, that most of the time they have not broadcasted videos of other frontline movements or leaders. They have not brought those other leaders to SCBC. SCBC is national. It's not for government officials. Let's make that very clear. SCBC is not for government officials only. Of course, they are part of Ambazonia, and they have the right to air their ideas, air their views when needed. But this is a national station. Accusation at a point, videos or propagandas of other frontline movements and leaders taken off SCBC. In your opinion, and also that those leaders have been cut off from SCBC, in your opinion, what do you think? And how can SCBC make that better?
Thank you for this chance to give my point of view on this aspect. You know, if a child wants to dodge away from school, you give them, the parents, a series of excuses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Papa, I don't have a boo. Papa, my teacher is very wild, you know.
My shoe is bad.
Yeah, my shoe is bad, you know. That is what is happening. It doesn't mean SCBC, since I knew SCBC does not segregate. SCBC does not discriminate. They don't care whether you are from SCYL or from AGC or from even La Republique, because Party in Ghana has appeared on SCBC. Yeah, SCBC will encourage everyone that will talk about the oppressed.
Yes.
Yeah, SCBC will encourage everyone that believes in the freedom of Southern Cameroon. So if people don't want to come on SCBC or don't want to appear on SCBC, they should not give any excuse that they were rejected. So that is a simple phenomenon. So our those who sit back and make criticisms and criticize SCBC or give one or two complaints, they should know that they self-blame, because whether you paid a levy, citizenship levy, or you have contributed to my trip to Boya, or you have not even contributed anyway, just send an application or call somebody on SCBC as I want to appear on the show. Where can I appear on the show? And then if they refuse you, make sure that you record it and put it there on video, or put it there to the IG, put it there to anybody that will back you up. But you don't go and make allegations without proofs. That's why I said if a child wants to be absent from school, they will give you excuses. So it's what we need to understand.
Thank you very much there, Comrade. But again, I want to particularly at this point of the anniversary of SCBC, and also as a content producer on SCBC TV, to again put this appeal to every frontline leader out there. My show is Hard Talk Amberland. It is not a production of SCBC TV. Our Facebook page is there, Hard Talk Amber. You search that on Facebook. If you go on that Facebook page, on the email link, you can send us an email. We are open at Hard Talk. We are open to every Amazonian. If you reach out to us, there might be a pertinent issue you want to give your contribution on. You reach out to us. If you have a particular event you are trying to expose, and you can reach out to us. We Hard Talk, in the spirit of the revolution, will listen to you and see how that content fits into Hard Talk production. We also have our own team of editors. Like I said, we have nothing to do with SCBC. We are just a privileged show that is posted on SCBC TV. We are totally independent. And sometimes, like you said, it's not totally, I will not totally agree with you, Comrade Fomba, that there haven't been some kind of, let me say, censoring. But I would also add that they have a lot of censor from the Ambazonian people themselves, because there have been times where certain people were scheduled to appear on a show, and then Ambazonians go out there and say, this is our TV, we don't want this person. What do you expect leadership to do? So it is of the interest now of either the person who is being refused to come on the show to find out why this is happening. I can tell for sure, I had to bring one of my guests on the show and hell break loose. Ambazonians were like, I can remember even, I accused you here from, but because you came out of me like, oh, I don't like your guest. Of course, and I said, listen, take that to let SCBC board deal with that. And they made the judgment and said, well, this is not favorable to our people who are the owners of this station. So whatever is happening to SCBC, whoever doesn't appear on SCBC is largely the responsibility of the Ambazonian people. Anybody that Ambazonians want to see on SCBC, if they come up for it, I certainly believe that that person will be on SCBC the very next day. So like you said, most of the time the accusations are only excuses not to go to school. Like you said, because if someone is out there and there is that open discrimination, Ambazonians will call it out like they did with my show and crash it for one Sunday. I'm still trying to recover from that, I can assure you. So, and that is the situation. And like I was saying on our Facebook page, if you click that email button and send us our email, all the leaders, actually, I have also made efforts to reach out to some of the leaders. It's not important to say here which I'll do that, and I am very open. And the day that CBC will tell me that I can bring this leader on show because it's a personal, because it's something personal between them and that leader, I will come out here and say it. Any day that I have that kind of evidence, and anybody has that kind of evidence that they were refused access on SCBC simply because someone didn't like their face, or not because in the spirit it was. Remember, SCBC is a board. One person cannot just get up and say, "Oh, don't bring this person here. Don't do this." So to talk hierarchy, it's a national station. We have a government in place. That should be emphasized. SCBC is a property of the Ambazonian government. We have an Ambazonian government, and we are the Ambazonian government. I should have that at the back of our mind. So anyone who, I always say, go on our Facebook page and send us information. We have been getting a lot of information through emails and even direct Facebook messages. I do not believe some of the emails that we get, some of the encouragement, some of the classified stuff that people send to us, and we investigate, and sometimes it's true. We liaise with the interim government most of the time and give them information that some for those of you who have been using that, please continue to do so. Write to us, appreciate us, and criticize us positively so that Hard Talk Amber can get better. If Hard Talk content on SCBC is getting better, trust me, SCBC as a whole is going to go from height to height. So I'm again thanking all our viewers who continue to support Hard Talk on every level. Don't forget to click on the like and follow button on our Facebook, that the updates that come up on every information or videos, and communicate on our relation to Hard Talk will be very first to get it. Do send us content. There are people who have written to Hard Talk telling us that, oh, they have musical talents, they want to improve. We keep communicating with them. We are working on that. There are people who call us to tell us where something is happening, and we work with the interim government to make sure that the interim government send investigators there to go and investigate. So Hard Talk has been, our Hard Talk family has been very instrumental to the struggle to encourage more people to join the Hard Talk family. I know the friends page of our Facebook has completely filled, but you can click on the follow button or like button and continue to remain part of our family. So, Comrade of I know you and I have been in the struggle for a while. There are a few things that we do understand sometimes that others may not get. There are some things that we can understand when either the leaders or the interim government decides to keep us classified or decide not to say it, that the general population may not understand. That is how government works, unfortunately. It's not everything that always come out there. I want to come to this issue of the war that was led on us and how it is being fought. What is your humble advice to our voice on the ground and the leadership of the defense group? Because this is an aspect of this struggle. As we all know, our acting president actually made that this is the era of self-defense. That is what we are all about. That's what at this point revolution is all about. It's the era of self-defense. What are we doing right with self-defense, and what do we need to fix as far as self-defense is concerned?
And thank you again, Comrade Tellas, and giving me this opportunity to talk about this very vital and very important aspect as much as self-defense is concerned, because at this point, self-defense should be one of the most important issues to be talking about. On every meeting, on every mouth, on every lips, on every corner, on every hole, that we are encouraged to be preaching from now to the end, because we have come to realize that the terrorist soldiers of Mr. Biya that Republic du Cameroon, with our neighbor, they have decided that they will leave no stone unturned. They have decided that to kill all our youths, they will burn all our towns and villages, they will render our people homeless, chase our people out of their homes, out of their communities, out of their country, into bushes and into Nigeria. So we don't want to sit and watch that happen or sit and see that happen. And I cannot go to sleep at night, provided I keep thinking of one of those who are in the forest. What is their fate? The refugees in Nigeria, what is their fate? Those who have not been attacked now, are you sure that by daybreak you know something that is going to happen overnight? When you keep that mixed feeling, you know, if you go to sleep properly, normal man who is dedicated in this struggle, because some of these things, they come like they come like torture, you know, torture to you. Each time you want to think, you come like you are embarrassed, you come like you are scared. But I want to encourage our people on Ground Zero, our boys, because they have been doing and they have been proving that they can do the job, and they have been doing a wonderful job. Self-defense is going on very well on Ground Zero. Our boys, even though they are lack of logistics, but they are using even the local sticks, you know, the sticks from the dry sticks, the branches to defend themselves. And because of the power of God, you know, when David killed Goliath, he didn't need a machine gun to kill Goliath.
Absolutely.
Goliath was very armed, but David came with a catapult. So it is catapult that killed Goliath because God was with Goliath. So that our boys are existing up to this point, up to this moment, know that God and they are doing, and God is showing us the way and helping us to succeed and win this battle at every move. But we don't just want to surrender it all for God, you know, because you need God need to see your effort. That you are putting in effort, need to tell you how to manipulate around and get success. It's just like the student that has an examination tomorrow. If you don't, you will pray all night to pay the exam. So it's the same thing. We have embraced, we encourage the ASC. Now that they are proven, the IG is proven and is showing that it's willing and determined and is the task, get the connections on the job. It is self-defense. Yes, we don't have an army. We have boys who are vulnerable, who are desperate to leave, because whether they fight or they don't fight, there is no way forward. So they are obliged to face the bull by one. That is what they are doing. So it's up to the IT. That's why I keep preaching for collaboration, unity. Look for a common platform to collaborate. Because when we collaborate, you know, we maximize our resources. It helps us to know exactly how to channel these resources. We share the task. You know, we know that B is here, C is here. That is how a war is fought. You know, if 10 commanders take all their military and then they pump in one area, who is there to attack the other front? So when we come together and collaborate, we know that B is handling this section, C is handling this section. You know, we know how to distribute the materials, and we'll find other loopholes and channels through which these materials can pass. Want Mr. A's group to see Mr. B's group passing with material and they start attacking because they are jealous. So that is why we are calling for a common platform. Because once the Republic here, and this news is to them, that united with the IG, they are working as one body. You will hear that Bia has taken a flight to the United Nations. It is not a joke. You will hear that Bia is the United Nations in Geneva. pleading for Antonio Guterres to give back the gold statue and then come on the negotiation.
Will give that position for the commander.
You amaze me right there in a very nice way, the way you put it, because that is actually what unity or collaboration can do. Because saying that unity is strength is not a joke; it is actually a fact. So when you say that if everything is being consolidated and coordinated together, Mr. Biya will be on the next flight to Antonio Guterres to probably get back his gold statue. Let's fellow Ambazonians, the ASC and the collaboration forum is doing quite some good work there. A lot of credit to President Sako. May we all continue to put efforts to make sure that that platform stays operational and get all the resources that it actually needs. You have all heard of the My Trip to Buea campaign that President Sako have been championing. I personally know that there have been a lot of days that he has not slept. He has been all over the place trying to mobilize our people for this campaign. So if you are there, you have not bought your ticket yet. If you're there, even those who have bought their ticket, change the class. Change from class 500 to class 1,500. Change from class 1,500 to 3,000. Change from that to the Sisiku class. And there are also different classes. And also, why not become a shareholder of Ambazonia by putting down, getting that, how will I put it? Getting a bond, an Ambazonian bond for $100,000, $200,000 to free your people. Ambazonia will remember that. So if you're sitting out there and you're not yet part of this My Trip to Buea campaign, you have not got somebody to make sure that they have bought their flight tickets, you are not doing them any favor. How can you find something good as freedom and then allow a fellow comrade in captivity? So fellow Ambazonians, fellow viewers of SCBC, continue to support this My Trip to Buea campaign, and let's make sure it is almost 2 months, I believe, now. So this fundraiser, 2 million, was actually based for 2 months. So this money is needed for some quick actions. We all have heard the president talk about this severally. And we all know how committed he is to this cause. He has promised that this money that we are giving is a guarantee to our freedom. And who doesn't want freedom? If you truly want to be free, and then you are not putting in the resources to get yourself free, my brother, my sister, I encourage you to do that right now. For those of you who think you don't have enough, nothing is too small to give. I will tell you, somebody like myself and Format, we know how much the $1 that you can give right now, what difference it makes on the ground. We all know how our brothers, you see the pictures on Facebook, you see mothers and babies in the bushes. What do you think they have for lunch? What do you think they have for dinner? Rat moles, wild fruits. When you're on the run, most of the time you don't even get the privilege to scout for some of those wild food. So please, if you care about our people, continue to make those donations. Those who have given, give even more. I keep saying that for those of you who own all those fancy, expensive cars, sell it. Sell it, put that money into this struggle. You are building a nation. You are saving humanity. That is more noble than any Bentley, than any Rolls Royce that you can have. So my brother, my sister, you're listening to us out here. We thank you for contributing to My Trip to Buea and your citizen levy, and also other actions to promote resources to the ground. I also just take this opportunity to thank those of you watching on Facebook again who are the like and the follow button on our Facebook page of Hard Talk. Chair Romanus, thank you for joining Hard Talk. You are welcome to the Hard Talk family. Thanks again for doing that. I see our humble anchors, Derrick and Raymond from South Africa, the land of Mandela. They are with us. Happy anniversary again to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Salas. We've been watching you from backstage doing your thing. Thank you so much, man, for doing a wonderful job. It was nice joining Hard Talk and Amba Perspective today. It's indeed been a great program. We are getting calls on the backstage from people in Ground Zero watching you guys as you are sharing your ideas and talking about the struggle. And people are really humbled, you know, for the work that people are doing out there. Distance doesn't mean anything for us as we can work together no matter what part of the world we find ourselves in. We just want to say thanks, Brother Fombat, for being a guest on Hard Talk. I'm sure you would, when we invite you, come on Amba Perspective to tell us a little bit about your life as a racer, running the London Marathon and other races that you've been running.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on, and yeah, we hope to get you on our show so that when you get your next race, we would like for get our cameras around so that we will see our flag would fly with the rest of the flags of the world, because not only as we will continue for the push that flag out there with people, they ask questions and they will see there's a country out there where it's been forgotten and one bring them back to light. So thank you very much for always having our flag when you go out there to collect those medals. I think when we also go out for do any activity, way in a country activity, we're supposed to carry our flag, go out there and explain to people, because most often than not we shy away from explaining who we be, and because we don't restore our independence, that's part for being shy away no day anymore. We're supposed to carry ourselves with pride and tell the world who we be, and unless you do that, my late dad used to tell me, say, if you no like your thing, some person no go like am for you. So now how you like your thing, show am for person. Even the thing no find self, the way you show am, someone will start like am. Pass the way even you self like am. So we need to go out there, even if we nobody get recognition from any country in the world, even though the UN they still play games, even though the West they turn a blind eye for our situation, we still go out there, they show the world, say we exist. We get territorial boundaries, we be recognized by the UN, we be an independent country, self-sustainable, and we take care of ourselves. We get our anthem, we get our flag, we get our own national broadcaster. I mean, wait till they stop we for just go down for Ground Zero, take up our land and build them to the nation we want to get.
Yes, Raymond, talking about recognition, I beg my Adam to say this, so that recognition start now we.
Yeah.
Therefore, recognize ourselves. First, recognize ourselves anywhere we go, proudly, so that, because if we don't recognize ourselves, and maybe we don't blame another person out there for not recognizing us, so make we proudly recognize ourselves. And talking about our brother Fombat carrying our flag higher, whenever I get to next race, not only cameras they go there, we encourage our citizens and to all around London or whichever area where such an event, an Ambazonian event, they take place, for go there and share up, pay a flight for go there, go watch your hero. Pay flight for go watch Barcelona match. Where they play for them, because from the Republic citizens we play for them back in the days. So make we cultivate that same habit, support our own people, and support Ambazonia in every way that we can.
Yeah, no, thanks again, guys, for co-piloting the show with us. I want to thank the viewers viewers who joined us in this very special show. As small as it seems, it's huge for us at SCBC as we celebrate our 1-year anniversary. We believe that beginning tomorrow will bring nothing but better output for Ambazonians. Watch out for SCBC 2. It would be SCBC Education. It's going to be all about education. We have reached out to a lot of educators out there, and there's a lot of content that we are procuring for that channel. It would first of all start only online on its YouTube channel for a while before we figure out how to get it on satellite, probably after we have sold shares and raised capital for SCBC, so that our people at home can alternate between channels. That's what we are hoping for. But most importantly, what we are bringing on SCBC 2 is quite different from SCBC 1. We will be bringing a completely different TV experience so that our people, can have a different experience, and also the world can learn about Ambazonia in other ways as we try to educate the entire world. So thank you guys for joining. I think we should wrap up here, Ray. And yeah. Ray is good at giving closing remarks.
Oh no, today has been a great day, and we want to thank all my way on the show today, especially from Ground Zero. We come on this show to celebrate our 1-year anniversary for SCBC. And yesterday when we talk about, as a person say, we say our 2nd year we will celebrate them for Ambazonia, and we don't claim that wish, and we hope say God will grant we that wish, and we need to pray more and act more, collaborate together for fight the Republic Center out of our land before we return home, because we're there for exile, we don't get home anymore, we need to go back home. And as much as our people suffer for Ground Zero, that's what will be that's what the diaspora the ache for come back home, for build our nation. One thank our brothers and his guests on the show today for also celebrate this wonderful day with us, and we hope say we will collaborate more and get more shows with all the content producers once in a while, so that we will come explain to people what way our shows they be about, and for encourage more people to watch and to send out information. And also forget people for diaspora to buy more dishes, satellite dishes, and distribute them to our people in back of Ground Zero. Your neighbor will not get SCBC buys one for you, now just 26,000 francs. You'll get a dish for donate them. If you donate them for 10 people, that's 260,000. Like your own part to support SCBC, so that everybody will do Ground Zero will watch this channel, will get more information, because everything we hear here, we don't research and we understand and we know how to pass it through to the public. One time everybody, and Derrick and the rest of you were on there today.
Yeah. Any closing remarks, Mr. Salas? Hello? Okay, Salas, I think Salas is going on. Yeah, Salas, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, Combat wanted to just say a word. Can you just go ahead and say it while...
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate and thank SCBC for a wonderful job that they have been doing this far. And I want to say that they should carry on relentlessly, and will give them support as individuals and as groups and as a country till we get together, and even in Boya we can build a better sophisticated atmosphere to install a better channel and a better TV station. One thing we have to remember is that La Republic trembles with the year of SCBC. Yeah. Chiruma is panicking in his... Once he realizes that people in the southwest and the northwest are getting information directly from the diaspora via this SCBC, it's causing a lot of blame to the and his regime. That is clear. That is what I must tell you, because I have contacted a lot of people from Ground Zero Media. The military is coming, and what they specialize in is breaking these sets and destroying antennas. with the hopes that we will not be getting information via SCBC. That is a very, very good challenge. But whatever they do, the information had already gone. It is too late for them to reverse it. The information is already gone. Our people already know that there's something like SCBC. So whatever the Republic is doing, the government of the Republic of Ambazonia and no turning back.
Thank you very much, Comrade Combat. I really appreciate you joining me on the show today. I just want to thank every viewer and every Ambazonian who is doing his or her possible best to make sure that freedom and justice returns to the people of Ambazonia. And on a very special anniversary like today, I just want to say thank you, SCBC. Thank you, Hard Talk. The best of all this is yet to come. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much for watching us this evening and celebrating with us. We are looking forward to a new year, to come back, with even a better spirit and just take this thing to another level. Thanks so much and good night.
Good night and see you on Wednesday.
The year 2047 marked 30 years since the founding of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. This second republic of the British Trust Territory of the Southern Cameroons had found its economic footing and secured its place as an economic superstar on the African continent. The new nation celebrated its independence 3 decades ago, on October the 1st, 2017, and emerged after a tumultuous separation from its eastern neighbor, the Cameroon Republic. Hailed as a visionary and charismatic young leader, President Sisiku Ayoktabi not only brought an end to the 60-year illegal annexation of the British Southern Cameroons, but during his 2 terms in office, he was credited for transforming Ambazonia into one of the most prosperous economies in Africa. Africa's 56th state had relocated the nation's capital city 90 miles inland to a teeming modern metropolis at the center of the country, and Ambazonia's economy was on track to rival even Singapore. This African country's future couldn't be brighter, and its transformation no less spectacular.